holidays this weekend only. From Thanksgiving Day through Cyber Monday, get 40% off at CozyEarth.com with code CLAY. That's code CLAY for 40% off. No matter which Cozy Earth item or items you choose this holiday season, you're going to get compliments and thank yous. Trust me, wrap the ones you love in luxury with Cozy Earth.
Hey, it's only the Kimmer. How's it going? If you have family coming in, rolling into town for the holidays, you know they're going to judge your house like it's a Christmas movie set. Well, the first thing they'll notice, how about those cloudy, drafty old windows you've been putting off replacing? Well, I got some good news. My buddy Jeff at Peach State Windows, I've known and worked with for over 25 years, giving you a real holiday miracle. Right now, you get 8 premium Energy Star double-hung replacement windows installed for just $39.95. 8 windows installed for under $4,000. An unbelievable deal, especially compared to what those big national guys are charging. And these are top-tier, high-energy efficient windows that make your home look sharp, feel warm, save you money. Jeff's family-owned team's been serving Georgia more than 50 years, and they know our homes and our weather. PeachStateWindows.com. Here's that number, 770-485-8011. Because it's the holidays, Jeff's offering 0% financing for 12 months, 8 premium windows installed for under $4,000, 0 interest. Get your home holiday ready. Peach State Windows.
The Morning Extra. Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. XTRA 106.3.
This is a Fox News alert. National Guard troops shot in D.C. I'm Lisa Brady. Just getting reports of 2 National Guard troops shot about a mile from the White House. It is not clear whether those 2 Guard members were from the D.C. National Guard or had been sent from out of state as part of the president's deployment of the Guard to the Capitol to deal with crime. But again, 2 National Guard members shot in Washington, D.C., this happening about a mile from the White House. There is no confirmation yet on their conditions. Police so far calling this a critical incident. No other details yet. Vice President J.D. Vance is visiting Kentucky's Fort Campbell, serving and dining with the troops there as President Trump pushes a plan to end the war in Ukraine.
Trump says his team is making tremendous progress and has directed Special Envoy Steve Witkoff to meet Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow. He will likely be accompanied by President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin, the U.S. Army Secretary, may meet with Ukrainian officials. A white Thanksgiving in parts of the Midwest, especially Michigan's Upper Peninsula.
We've already seen 18 inches of snowfall in parts of the UP, and more of that cold air is going to be crashing down.
Fox Weather's Nick Cordes says more is coming Friday into the weekend, and Chicago could have record November snow. That could affect the return trip for Thanksgiving travels with ripple effects for airports around the country. Airline catering workers protesting last night outside Los Angeles International Airport, and just a short time ago, inside that airport.
It appears that another protest has broken out here at LAX in Terminal 7. It appears that these workers are from USWW.
Fox Business's Max Gordon at LAX around the country. There are hundreds of delays, but so far not many flight cancellations. America is listening to Fox News.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/Mike.
Julia owed the IRS thousands.
I was paralyzed with fear.
Then
I heard a commercial for Optima Tax Relief.
Optima Tax Relief is the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and experts in the Fresh Start Initiative.
Optima Tax Relief settled my IRS tax bill.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
It was amazing.
Call 800-926-0155. 800-926-0155.
Optima Tax Relief.
Visit OptimaTaxRelief.com for details.
Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick, producer, sports raconteur extraordinaire. The mechanical Magler Flounder and Mrs. Flounder are out, but Chris is here at the control panel on your Wednesday. Not only hump day, day before Thanksgiving, of course. Kimmer, Pete, and Kristen for Flounder on 106.3. Our numbers 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Well, they kept saying the violence against the National Guard troops and ICE troops is up 1,000%. Now they shot a couple of National Guard troopers. We don't know their condition or who they were, where they came from, but they were some unit in Washington, D.C. 2 of them got shot today. So that... of course, Democrats are celebrating because they finally got some more violence. They shot Donald Trump in the face, tried to kill him twice. So this is right up their freaking alley. Okay,
they did it. The Democrats did. Exactly. The criminals did it.
Exactly true. They're asking for it. They demanded it. And now they've got it. And they were doing it to protect illegal immigrants, but criminals who are being rounded up. Oh my God! I mean, this is just whoever. What a stand! What a political stand! We support open borders and keeping the criminals in our country where they have rights too. It's unbelievable. I mean, seriously, whoever heard us? We're for boys playing on the girls' teams because by golly, they might be able to have babies in the future too. The whole thing is madness. That's seriously.
Not only illegal criminals they're supporting, they're supporting the homegrown domestic criminals for letting them out 70 times so they can burn white girls on subways.
Yeah, 72 arrests and I think 15 felonies. And he served, I think, a total of all those years of like 20, 30 years, he served a total like a year in prison.
He was oppressed. I'm sorry, that was his right to burn that white girl because he was oppressed.
Yeah. And the other thing that also along this line as well was the story the New York Times did and New Yorker magazine did about the American guy who got his ID stolen by an illegal, and then the guy was destroyed basically for what happened to him. And the New York Times article made it sound as though they were both victims. That the guy who stole the ID and was living off his ID and stole all his money was also a victim of the system. And even Trump reacted to it. People, it's just astounding. Just freaking media. If the media had acted with any kind of professional gumption from the beginning, this never would have grown. This never, ever, ever. The social electing a communist in New York City. Oh, my God. Anyway. All right. Kimmer, Pete, and Kristen for Flounder. 404-741-1230. And we got a million. It's Thanksgiving tomorrow, of course. And I've got a bunch of weird things in the news that we'll talk about, along with an update from Mark Kelly, still doubling down. Republicans are reacting to the business about that Democrat crap stuff. And also, I'll address... perhaps not my finest hour yesterday when I was a little irate and actually from the very beginning, I'm such a part of it's just that I'm an old fart and my mind isn't working. It's just, I've lost something off my fastball. That's not an excuse. That's just life. It's just true. I can't remember names and all, it's just the way it is. But I can't, anyway, the theory of what happened and my reaction to it is real. And I'm not changing anything about that, but we'll address the whole deal as we're coming out. Also, the Thanksgiving things and some stories and things. We have Pete's tweets. We have, we'll talk about football games coming up the weekend. Do you have any family traditions? We'll talk about traditions of other places, other states, other countries, if you'd like. And again, love to hear from you. What are you doing or anything useful? How's your family? Do you have a family situation this year? Is the political upheaval going on because of the Democrats in this country, the violence on the left? Is that affecting your Thanksgiving? Or you even want to talk about it? I don't know. I honestly, I just feel, I hope everything's going to be okay. Really, I don't remember feeling like this very often. This time of year. Anyway, so we'll get to that. I hope you can join us on that. We'll talk about how, there's another continued effort today and currently, among educational institutions to make sure that they blame white America for what happened to the original Thanksgiving Day celebrations. And we should be, nothing but feeling sorry for what we did for the Indians and everything else. Incredible. Also, a couple other things.
But you know what? That was one day where we all got along.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving should be praised for at least that. That was one day where it showed where people could get along.
Right.
Instead, the left tries to absolutely destroy everything about it. And that was actually a good day between the races.
Yeah. In fact, I'll give one quick example. The University of California at Davis has a resources learning system here. They'll talk about reframing classroom practices about Thanksgiving, centering perspectives from Turtle Island which is what the North Americans, indigenous people, used to call North America. So you're not even saying America, they're saying Turtle Island, will help us decolonize Thanksgiving and spark new conversations how to authentically make meaning of this holiday with our students. Well, one of the guys who looks over our heritage made this comment. Thanksgiving is meant to bring people together, not to divide students or cast blame over heritage. It's an opportunity for students, parents, teachers to celebrate America, build unity in their communities, share a meal with family and friends. 236 years ago, George Washington, the president, urged Americans to set aside a day to give thanks for the blessings and abundance of our nation. Presidents throughout our history have continued that tradition, reminding us each Thanksgiving to pause and reflect with gratitude. And in fact, just one quick thing on Mr. Phone here that I wrote down of the official Thanksgiving situation here. Hold on, I got it right here. If I could only find it. Don't tell me where the hell is it. Stand by. Here we go. I saw Mr. Frog here. On this day in 1789, President George Washington had declared this day as a day of general thanksgiving for the adoption of the U.S. Constitution. And this day in 1789 was also the first national American holiday. On this day, 1789, is where it began, the first ever American national holiday. So, God bless America. And again, let's try to remember that. Geez, you know what a shame. It's just a shame. It's a shame. Now, another quick thing before we get going with the actual newsy stuff. And we have newsy stuff and some good news about a guy in prison. Also good news for Donald Trump and about a dozen other of his supporters with a fanny, uppity, schmuppity, racist former prosecutor in Fulton County, disgrace to America and black women everywhere, by the way. But first, this morning on the morning show, Tug has been off, but Los was there, the smart one, with that Angela Firecracker. Man, I love this little girl. I've never seen her, never met her, or anything, but she used to work in the Department of Education. She's a kind of a national figure, smart as a whip, funny, happy, clever. Just a wonderful addition to radio, frankly. And every time she's been filling in, I can't stop listening. She's just wonderful. I just really think highly of her. Again, I don't know her. I just know what she says and how I react to it. And I'm sure you do too. I'll bet no one's ever said a bad word about her. I bet she's just a wonderful wife and a mother to be. And that's the other thing I wanted to bring up. They started talking about the fact that she is with child. And she mentioned she, again, just kind of made me a little squirmy because I really don't like, I didn't want to, it feels a little very personal, but they were talking about it, and so I'm happy for them. She's 6 months with child, and they were talking about names. And they were very specific about it, which I thought was pretty funny, because I think the smart one actually made a comment to say, be careful, have you picked out names yet, whether it's a boy or girl, it doesn't matter, whatever. And the smart one said, Angela, be careful what you name your child, because there are plenty of examples of a name of a baby that will follow them for life and could lead to nothing but problems. You got one, I got one. But he mentioned there was a woman named Anita, and she married a guy named Bobby Dick, and so, there's a million examples of stuff like that.
I say, last name Hurts. Richard.
Richard Dick Hurts. I mean,
Why
Anita one, that's on her.
Anyway, so I could clearly relate to this because my first name is Kim, not Kimball or Kim. It's just Kim, and of course, I was named after Rudyard Kipling's Kim of Korea back after World War II. And there were a lot of boys named Kim back after World War II for various reasons. But anyway, I've suffered my whole life for that. I was on the girls' list at school when everything was divided. Boys list, girls list, all through school, swim classes, the Red Cross. I mean, whatever you wear somewhere, there was a girls list and a boys list, and I was always on the girls list. So my whole life from first grade on, I've got you on the girls list, and I'd just go, it was horrible. Anyway, seriously.
The thing was, Kimmer, did they keep you on the girls list?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I never know what happened. All I know is I kept showing up to school. That's all I know.
At the end of the semester, you're still on the girls list. There's a problem.
But again, actually, Los's point is well taken. Almost everything I did that was either dangerous or risky or a thing was to prove I was a boy. I'm seriously. And it really does.
Boy named Sue.
Boy named Sue. Yeah. And I'm a living example of it. I guarantee I can. Examples.
I am entering the 2 months of semi-purgatory that I live through every year now.
Because you want to tell them, or what
holidays.
Do you want?
Because of my name. It's a Christmassy type name, and this is where people literally sing to me.
Yeah. Anyway, so be careful. And again, I mention that because Kylie Kelsey is talking about this with the name thing too. And we got to take a break here, but we'll come back and we'll talk more about that. Also, some good news about a guy who was wrongly accused and convicted many years ago, and just in time for Christmas. Also, the good news for the Donald Trump case here in Fulton County with the uppity schmuppity disgrace of a DA, and the new one says, "No, we're not going to go through this." Also, more on the combat show. We got all that stuff, and I'd love to hear from you about your family plans for Thanksgiving. Is everything going to be okay? I mean, do you have some hope for the future? I mean, let's try to see what's going on here with Kimmer, Pete, and Kristen for Flounder. It's day before Thanksgiving on 106.3. How you doing?
XTRA 106.3 app is your live connection to the station, streaming free across Georgia. But it's also loaded with all our original shows and podcasts. Listen to exclusive shows from Janelle King, Ben Burnett, and so many more. Grab the XTRA 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Well, we got a spell of cold coming your way. But again, if you're a builder or contractor and doing stuff for somebody's backyard, landscaping, wholesale supply company, Stovall & Company is the place to go. Yeah, Paul and the boys, been doing this forever, like 75 years or something. Getting cold weather or warm weather, planting or taking care of sprinkler systems, irrigation systems, plants and trees and shrubs and flowers and bushes and the whole deal. And don't forget, if you're putting in an outdoor fireplace by the pool or a kitchen out and back or something or other, they can help you take care of the concrete type stuff as well. And again, if you need something special and they don't have it, they'll tell you where else to find it. What a company, StovallInc.com.
Get a great deal on a new Subaru and give back. It's really that easy. For every new Subaru bought or leased during the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru of Gwinnett will make a donation to national and local charities that our owners care about. The Subaru Share the Love event has supported more than 2,700 hometown charities. And by the end of our 18th year, Subaru and retailers like Subaru of Gwinnett will have donated more than $350 million to charity. It's the reason why we say Subaru of Gwinnett is more than a car dealer. We always go the extra mile for our community. And during the 2025 Subaru Share the Love event, you get a great vehicle and support a great cause. With every new Subaru purchased or leased, Subaru will donate $250 to your choice of charities. Additionally, for every Subaru vehicle routine visit during the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru of Gwinnett will donate $5 to our hometown charity. But it's only happening now through January 2nd. So hurry in to Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard in Duluth, and online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from Atlanta Safe House. We have an important announcement. We've moved to a new location to serve you better. That's right, Atlanta Safe House has moved to a new location in Alpharetta. So come check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. Brands include Browning, Fort Knox, Champion, and many more. So stop by their showroom today or go to AtlantaSafeHouse.com. And remember, at Atlanta Safe House, we don't just sell safes, we sell peace of mind.
Jaron Solomon here, and every year there's a new phone, a new tablet, a new trend, but some things never lose their value or their sparkle. This Christmas, make it unforgettable at Solomon Brothers Jewelers. You'll find gifts that sparkle as bright as the season, from our famous diamond studs to timeless tennis bracelets and trendy yellow gold necklaces starting at $9.99. It seems like every year everything gets more expensive, except here. Our holiday gift guides make it easy to find the perfect piece, and with our low price guarantee and flexible financing, luxury has never been more accessible. This holiday season, choose timeless over temporary. Choose jewelry. Visit SolomonBrothers.com to explore the gift guides or book your private appointment today to further customize your shopping experience. Solomon Brothers, Atlanta's trusted Christmas destination for over 40 years.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Since COVID, millions of Americans have started buying preparedness supplies, especially emergency food, and that's a good thing. But there's a big mistake most people make with their emergency food supply. They don't have any way to cook it in a real emergency when the power is out or the grid is down. That's why My Patriot Supply created their Black Friday Survival Special. It comes with a 4-week food supply plus $150 worth of free gifts, including everything you need to prepare your emergency meals, like a cook stove, fuel, fire starters, plus a water purifier, a bug-out bag, so much more. It's the complete survival kit your family needs to ride out natural disasters or civil unrest or anything worse. It also makes a great Christmas gift, but it's only available through Black Friday, so head to mypatriotsupply.com/Glenn and check everything out that's included. With all the uncertainty in the world right now, you just can't afford not to be prepared. So go to mypatriotsupply.com/Glenn and get prepared today. mypatriotsupply.com/Glenn.
Ho, ho, holy cow. Family and friends are coming for the holidays, and you need some projects done around the house before they arrive. Relax. We've got you covered. Hi, I'm Chris Lalomia from the Trusted Toolbox. With our handyman for a day deal, we can knock out all those projects you've been putting off for months. From plumbing issues and painting to flooring, fencing, trim work, and much, much more. So get your home ready for the holidays and call us at 770-623-3097, or you can always book it online at thetrustedtoolbox.com.
In twilight glow I see a little Willie Nelson wailing for you here. Blue eyes crying in the rain. Yeah, this song helped him get away with a little something back in 2010. Willie Nelson was driving along with his group in his little bus from Los Angeles to Texas when he got pulled over by the Popo, and they found some marijuana in his tour bus, 6 ounces of weed. Willie was released after paying a bail of $2,500. The prosecutor said, well, let's not put him in jail. It wasn't that much marijuana. 6 ounces? Isn't that a lot? I don't know. Chris, is that a lot? You deal with children, do they?
No, he says no.
He had no idea. Anyway, so the guy said, the sheriff said, well, it's not that, prosecutor, not that big deal. So he said, how about a $100 fine? And then he said he would tell Willie Nelson he'll have to come to court and sing Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain.
Great song.
Which he did.
Great. By the way, Campbell's has just fired that executive.
Oh my God. What a story.
They faked the meat and the chicken.
Oh my! Yes, we talked about this yesterday. This guy was caught on a micro. He had a meeting with one of the guys who was a disgruntled employee, and the employee wanted to talk about his raise, and he instead tape recorded this guy saying, "Oh, you know those damn Indian workers, a bunch of franking Franks and blinking this and messing that, and terrible workers and stupid and everything else." And he said, plus I don't even eat this crap at Campbell's makes anymore. I think he said half of it's like 3D made meat. So I don't want to eat some chicken come out of a 3D processor. I'm going, oh my God, and went on for an hour. And so the guy who recorded it went to HR and said, hey, you need to know about this guy. So they fired the guy who recorded the tape. And then now this guy's been fired too, I guess. But holy smokes. I mean, and he was an executive. He was like a big-time Charlie guy. He was talking about meat made on the 3D processor. God. Campbell's good. I mean, what a heartbreak. My whole life, if you ever got sick, it was, a grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup. I mean,
something special.
In fact, I'm getting a hankering right now. I would love to have a grilled cheese sandwich and a great steaming bowl of Campbell's tomato soup. And dip the sandwich in there, and oh, man. What an idiot. All right, anyway. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Our birthday list, Chris in for Flounder, of course, just habits. Our birthday list includes Mikey Tootle, or Tuttle. Mikey, it's called Tuttle, the name's pronounced fine. Mikey Tuttle, he's 47. He was the son of the TV show American Chopper. I don't think that's still on, but I remember years, God, was it 20 years ago anyway, probably, or even probably 30 years ago. Well, it had to be around, about 25 years ago. It was a huge show, and they were in New York State, and they did customized motorcycle choppers. And they were beautiful bikes, and they were all $100,000 motorcycles. I mean, they were all custom built motorcycles are extremely expensive. And he and his father and the crew there were a lot of personalities and arguments and goofy stuff and everything. So it was an interesting show. I used to watch it every week. I'd watch it.
Yeah, it was all right.
American Chopper. It was different, and it was kind of a personality thing. But for the record, I mean, this is how things have changed. When I was representing Earl Small's Harley Davidson, which then became a different show when Earl passed away, a different title, and I can't remember now. I can't do names. But when I used to represent them, God, back, it was literally 24 years ago. And so I bought a couple of motorcycles, and they were, paying me endorsements, and so everything was going to run all right. But when I bought my Super Trike, it was a 3-wheel custom motorcycle that they built for me, and it cost me $70,000. I rode it for a couple of years and then had to sell it. I forgot whether I think it was right about the time when the station fired all of us and went syndicated, whatever. Anyway, at some point I had to sell it, and I spent $72,000 for it, and I sold it for $30,000. And then I had a police motorcycle, a Harley Davidson police motorcycle. I was a Harley, built a Harley shop, that 3-wheeler. It was had a 12-foot spike in the front it was a monster motorcycle. I got pictures, Chris, I'll show you if you have any. Anyway, and then the other thing I did was I had a couple of a custom chopper, and also the custom Harley Davidson police model motorcycle, the big white Harleys, and I had that customized with the super thing and everything. That cost me about $45,000 to customize that. I sold that for $5,000 when I needed the money. That's how the price of things have gone down. The chopper I have now was originally like a $60,000 motorcycle, and it's probably worth $8,000 or $9,000, and it's just everything changed. Everything changed on that stuff, and it's still anyway. I don't know why I didn't mention that. Just the fact to show how things changed. And Mikey Tuttle is 47, American chopper guy. So I don't I've been doing any expensive choppers here anymore. And again, thank you all for chipping in to have my again. I had it in the garage. It was dead for like 5-6 years, and all you on my birthday last year chipped in to have it restored for me, which I appreciate. Have it fixed up. And on this day in history, I realize I'm not doing much new stuff here, and we'll get to it all. Again, 2 National Guardsmen troops have been shot in Washington, D.C. They caught a guy. Maybe, I don't know if it's more than one, but they have at least a suspect in custody. Don't know anything about the case, what happened, where specifically it was, or anything else, but we'll find out as we go along. And on this day in history, I remember hearing about this from Paul Harvey's Rest of the Story. On this day in 1948, the first land camera goes on sale at Jordan Marsh Department Store in Boston. 1948, on sale for $89.75, which was a bundle in 1948. It was the invention of Edward H. Land, who enrolled at Harvard to study physics in the 1920s. Then he dropped out to conduct his own research. He sold the first land camera for $89.75, which was a fortune. It sold out in a few minutes. Everybody thought, got to have this. Instant photography, would shoot out a piece of film, line would quickly develop the image the camera pictured, and here's what the story is behind it. Mr. Land had a little girl daughter named Jennifer. She was the muse who led to his invention of instant photography. In 1943, while walking together, his 3-year-old daughter, Jennifer, asked her father, "Why can't I see the picture you just took of me?" And he said, "Well, it's in there somewhere." He said, "So yeah, why don't I'll just see if I can't figure this out." He invented a camera that produces the photos, figuring out a way to develop the negative and the positive image in 1 minute and do the stabilized print. That's when you can remember we used to take prints into the photo shop. What was the name of that those little photo booths, Pete? Photomats. And of course, those guys were making copies of all the personal pictures of people brought in hot photographs of their girlfriends.
The best job ever in high school.
And no more photomats. And of course, then everything changed in digital and everything else. But that's when it all started. Was his little daughter, 3-year-old Jennifer, said, "Daddy, why can't I see the picture you just took?" And it all started in 1948 with a Polaroid land camera. 328, Kevin, Pete, and Chris in for Flounder. And just to follow up quickly on the Kylie Kelsey Kelsey. And again, Angela Firecracker, that little sweet addition to radio, man. I just love this. She seems like a wonderful, wonderful girl. And she and her husband are about to have their first baby. She's 6 months along. And she was on the morning show today, frequently fills in. And they were talking about baby names, and they were saying we don't want to give a name that'll follow them the rest of their life for a problem. And it reminded me because of the story of Kylie Kelsey. And she was on a podcast. She is the wife of Jason Kelsey, who's the brother of, the other Kelsey. Anyway, so they're on a podcast and talking about their children and their names. Here are the names of the 4 daughters of Jason Kelsey's family. The 4 daughters are named Wyatt, Elliot, Bennett, and Finn.
Girls?
Girls. 4 girls. Wyatt, Elliot, Bennett, and Finn. Kylie said the name Wyatt was picked before they even knew whether it was going to be a boy or a girl. And she said, my husband and I agreed on the names. We liked them. And honestly, you should try naming a human being. It's not easy.
It's easier than that. Those are all boy names.
They have lists. They have lists of names that you could pick from. If you can't think of one, I don't know. Okay, again, who am I? My name's Kim.
Well, first of all, Jason Kelsey has said some really stupid things the last few months. So I thought his wife was smarter, though.
Yeah, well, but he was a jock who's now just doing this because he retired. So he's just hanging around with his wife now on the podcast, I guess. And he does well with his brother, with Kevin, or what's the name? The other Kelsey, that guy. Anyway, so I thought that was kind of amusing about the names. But again, my name Kim, I'll tell you what. And nobody, it was Ken or Tim or Jim. They never went. Kim Peterson, Ken, hi Ken, hi, or Ken, or I mean, it's it's just, I don't care anymore. But but I'm telling you, everything I did that was dangerous or risky or stupid or to prove something was because of I had a girl's name. Let's see, 3:30 already. Holy cow! Some good news. We got more Thanksgiving stuff, and we got good news for Donald Trump for the uppity, disgraceful DA. Finally got pulled off the case here in Georgia. We'll get to that. All the stuff coming up. We have Pete's tweets. We have Flounders Funnies. Holy crap! It's sports, and your calls too at 404-741.
And etiquette. We could maybe get to the etiquette today.
Let's do that. Let's do that. And also, in fact, etiquette, not only for the etiquette rules, but also if you're on an airplane this week flying around. Stop wearing your pajamas. I'll come at 3:30.
I'm in my house coat right now.
Well, you're not on an airplane either.
I'm in Thanksgiving mode already.
Yeah, you should be, but you're not flying first class on Delta either. So 3:31. Give her Pete and Kristen for Flounder right here.
XTRA 106.3 is Atlanta's home for NASCAR, and we have live races every weekend from across the country. Check out XTRA1063.com for the full schedule and join us this weekend for live NASCAR action.
Okay, so right now through the rest of the year, you're going to save a whole bundle of stuff, money and stuff at Atlanta Safe House. New location, Union Hill Road in Alpharetta. And I'll tell you what, Mark's been telling us for a long time, no sales tax on any gun safes at Atlanta Safe House, period. Rebates and discounts through the end of the year. And again, there's top brands, Browning. In fact, they have more a selection of Browning and Fort Knox safes than anybody in the entire southeastern United States. Great deals all the time. And again, pistol safes, gun safes, no sales tax. They have safes where you make sure you can put bows and arrows and jewelry and stuff like that. They can build you a vault door, barrel racks, file organizers, jewelry. And by the way, guys, how about a little jewelry safe for that sweet lady in your life? And then you put a little something like, a little Solomon Brothers jewels in there or something and give her a little surprise. It'll be sweet and little love notes. Come on, you're killing me. She'll love that stuff. Seriously. And you're going to save a bundle right through the end of the year. Rebates and specials. Tell them the Kimber sent you. Look them up, what they can do for you. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas, AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Hi, it's Los, here with Tom Mitchell, the Honest Car Guy. Tom, you are changing the way people are buying their next pre-owned car or truck. How are you doing it?
You know, Los, we found a better way for customers to buy a car. An honest way, a very transparent way. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee.
How do you prove that?
We even prove it to you by giving you a copy of the bill of sale at the end of the deal.
How much can people save when they buy their next vehicle with the Honest Car Guy?
I've saved people upwards of $20,000 and $30,000. I mean, it really depends on the year, the make, the model of the car, and the price of the car. You know, on a $15,000 car, I can't save you $20,000. We can probably save you $2,000 or $3,000. But it's through the course of the whole sale The big one here that people don't realize, the financing. You go into the dealership, they tell you your rate's 9%, or really it's probably 7% because they're allowed to make 2 points on there. The Honest Car Guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car.
Folks, if you want to save thousands on your next pre-owned car or truck, try the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or honestcarguy.com.
Faith, family, freedom. These are the cornerstones of America and the foundation for a successful life. But today, all three are under attack. Crushing debt, out-of-control spending, and reckless policies in Washington are threatening your savings, your retirement, and your future. Hi, this is Glenn Beck. The only financial advisory firm I recommend in Atlanta is Nicholas Wealth Management. David Nicholas and his team believe protecting your money is about more than wealth. It's about defending your faith, your family, and your freedom. If your hard-earned retirement is left exposed to market chaos, higher taxes, or inflation, what happens to the life you've worked so hard to build? For over 20 years, David Nicholas has helped families right here in Atlanta fight back with retirement strategies built to better withstand uncertainty. Call Nicholas Wealth Management today, 404-890-5606, or visit nicholaswealth.com. Aim to safeguard your future today.
Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm that uses a variety of different investment strategies.
Need advice on getting things fixed up around the house? No matter how big or small that project is, we've got your answers. Listen to us on the All Four Seasons Home Show presented by the Trusted Toolbox. Join Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage Entry Doors and Windows, and me, Chris Lalamia, your favorite handyman from the Trusted Toolbox, as we tackle all the issues, fixes, and honeydew projects around your home. Join us every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. or grab the podcast anytime on the XTRA 106.3 app.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
When I first started using a CPAP, getting supplies and equipment was a horrible hassle. It pretty much stayed that way until I discovered CPAPs, etc.com. Same-day shipping on anything you might need, including travel CPAPs, hoses, masks, you name it. Same-day shipping. CPAPsETC.com or visit their store in Alpharetta. So easy, and you could be preserving your health and saving your life.
The Morning Extra, starting your day the right way. Weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m.
And Mom Donnie, there is no problem government can't fix. I contend there's no problem that government can't make worse. That's the way I feel about it.
I really enjoy the Ronald Reagan quote, "I'm here from the government."
Yeah.
I'm here to help you.
Yeah. The worst words you could possibly hear, "I'm from the government, I'm here to help."
Bad idea.
Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station is XTRA 106.3.
I need somebody help, not just anybody. You know I need someone.
The Beatles.
When I was younger, so much younger than today. I never needed anybody's help in any way.
The Beatles on this day in the year 2000. The Beatles went to number 1 on the American album chart with Beatles 1, which was appropriate. This album, this day, the year 2000, featured virtually every number 1 single released from 1962 to 1970, and it was issued on the 30th anniversary of the band's breakup. Their first compilation available on 1 CD. Beatles 1, the world's best-selling album of the 21st century, has sold more than 31 million copies. The Beatles, the old Beatles, the Kimmer Beatles. songs like this, my childhood. Well, two more guys. I think the last two guys in the building are just walking out the door for Thanksgiving time. The only person left in the place besides us, I think, is Mr. Dickey. He's still in his office. He's frequently here when I leave.
There's still guys down the hall.
Are there? Okay. Well, now you spoiled my whole thing, Chris. You're supposed to go along with it.
Yeah.
Mr. Dickey, the last man here to show the thing with a trick. See.
Last man standing. Leaving before the boss.
Exactly.
Not a smart move.
No, it's not that good. No. Let's see. Our Skipper Pete and Chris in for Flounder. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. By the way, if you're driving and you can talk or someone in the car, if you have any travel tips, if you're driving, how's the interstate? Is that a connector? You going to the airport? Parking? Are you shopping today? Is it mob day? If you have, in fact, we used to do a lot of parking lot updates when they had like Black Friday and stuff. We used to do shopping lot updates to see where you could find a place to park. So I don't know whether they're still doing that anymore these days, because I think the specials. In fact, the guys before us, Brick and Stacy, were talking about how that the stores are open all the time now for the Black. You don't have to get up at 4:00 in the morning anymore.
Basically starts November 1st now.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, things are different, but the world's different. So what to be expected? Our quick birthday list here: Tammy Lynn Michaels. Tammy Lynn Michaels is 51. She's the star of something called Popular, but Tammy Lynn Michaels may also be known for marrying Melissa Etheridge and giving birth to the two women's twins in October of 2006 with the help of a guy who had that whole handle there. Work the old hookah there. Well, that's a medical term. Don't want to get too scientific on you here. On this day in 1825, 200 years ago today, the first college social fraternity, Kappa Alpha. It was formed at Union College in Schenectady, New York. The original members invited friends over for dinner parties of baked potatoes and apples, as well as, quote, mirth and wit and merry song. Just like today's fraternities.
It's crazy that frats were started in New York and not here in the South, where it's much more popular nowadays.
What'd you say?
I said it's crazy that it was started in New York and not in the South, where it's way more popular.
Well, again, this was the first college social fraternity. In fact, Schenectady, I used to live in Schenectady when I was about 2 or 3 years old.
Sorry.
My dad was GE. What's that?
I'm sorry.
So what'd you say? Everything all right?
I said I'm sorry that you lived in Schenectady.
Oh, no, it was a great little town. We lived next to the Howard Tupper, the weatherman for WGN Schenectady TV show.
That made it okay to put up with 9 months of winter.
Yeah, it was. But tell me, that's snow country, my friend. We used to, get up on the roof of our house and jump into snowbanks that were like 12 feet high. I mean, snow days at school. I mean, it was a whole thing. Wintertime was serious wintertime in Schenectady, New York. And in fact, it's just probably stupid, and I don't know why I'm such a goofy thing. I'm thinking family, and when I was retired, and I had a place in Palm Beach Gardens in Florida, I had my condo, and then I also had a place up north in the Berkshires of Western Massachusetts. And one day on my Harley, in fact, on my cop motorcycle, I took a long day trip to my old belongings, my old homestead in Schenectady, New York, and I found, oh my God, this goes back when my dad got out of the Navy in World War II, was a Navy officer in World War II, and our first home was in a place out, a part of Schenectady called Niskayuna. And my father told us that he used to row, he had a rowboat, and he used to row a rowboat with us kids in the rowboat, we were like 1, 2, 3 years old, across this kind of small lake to the local grocery store to get the groceries, and it was shorter than just row the rowboat back to where the house was. We had an outdoor, or we had like a chemical toilet or something back when he first got out of the Navy. Again, there's a guy who ran GE and did the Polaris and Poseidon missile program. Had 10,000 people working for him at the end of his career. But at the beginning, we had a chemical toilet in a place with a thing. And he used to row a freaking rowboat. And one day when I was retired back about 2007 or 8 or 9 or whatever it was, I rode my Harley and I found that little grocery store in Niskayuna, New York that my father used to take us to 75 years ago. God, what a moment that was. Anyway, sorry, just thinking family stuff. You know, what the hell is Thanksgiving? By the way, Pete Davis, we're going to do an etiquette thing here. So get your etiquette thing, because we're going to do that in just 1 second. First of all, a quick update. Pardon me. And I don't have a lot of information, but the latest is the 2 National Guard troopers were shot. One is in critical condition. It happened near the White House. And at least one suspect is in custody. Let's see, what blocks it down. The gunman fired on the soldiers at the Farragut Square, northwest D.C., less than half a mile north of the White House. One of the troopers was struck in the head. The suspect's in custody. Don't know how many victims were involved. Everybody's showing up, of course, to take care of the thing. The president and vice president were outside of D.C. at the time. Excuse me. Donald Trump posted this comment just a moment ago, quote, "The animal that shot the 2 National Guardsmen, with both being critically wounded and now in 2 separate hospitals, is also severely wounded, but regardless will pay a very steep price," said Donald Trump on Truth Social. "God bless our great National Guard and all the military and law enforcement. These are truly great people. I, as President of the United States, and everyone associated with the office of the presidency, am with you." The scene is in a bustling public square, restaurants, retail shopping stores, near the metro stations. At least one of the National Guard service troops was administered CPR. Let's see. The White House aware, actively monitoring the tragic situation. Again, that's all I know. We don't know any more about who did it or why or what happened or what led up to it. Why shooting the National Guard near the White House in Washington, D.C.? How the hell is that possible? How is it possible that somebody had the balls to shoot 2 National Guardsmen near the White House? I mean, what the hell are you thinking? I can't imagine. I'm trying to figure out what possible circumstances would allow some freaking idiot to shoot 2 National Guardsmen. They carry weapons. Yeah, at noon, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in D.C. near the White House.
Is it Antifa? Is it some liberal trying to deal with ICE? Or is it some criminal? I mean,
illegal alien running away. Wanted criminal. I mean, who knows? I mean, my God. But again,
the National Guard isn't there for them.
They're not for ICE.
They're just to keep the criminals off the
National Guard troops are there to guard federal property. The National Guard troops are not arresting jaywalkers and traffic violations. They are there to guard federal national property. That's it. So clearly something happened at some federal property. Or some, well, we'll see. I mean, we don't know yet. We'll find out more. I mean, 3:45 right. 3:46. Holy cow! You want to do the etiquette thing now? Or you want to wait till we come back with the thing?
Well, we're at the break.
We're at the break now. All right, Chris. Well, let's do the thing. We'll do a little break, Rooney, and we got an update on etiquette. And stop wearing your pajamas on an airplane. Give her Pete and Chris for Flounder on. It's Hump Day and it's day before Thanksgiving. God bless America. Happy Thanksgiving. All right, here we go. Look out.
XTRA 106.3 is proud to be a community station that shares your values. This is your station, talking about issues and stories that are most important to you and your family. Stream us live on our all-new app in crystal clear HD and always live on your radio at 106.3 FM.
Looking for the perfect car, truck, or SUV? Jim Ellis Buick GMC has you covered. With a huge selection of new and used vehicles, finding the right fit is easy.
Whether it's a Buick Enclave or Envision, a GMC Acadia or Yukon, or the power of the Sierra and Canyon trucks, and the best part, you're never alone in the process.
Their expert sales team helps match you with the right vehicle, while their finance specialists make buying simple and stress-free.
With decades of experience, Jim Ellis Buick GMC understands the importance of offering an expansive inventory that fits every driving performance, style, and budget need. Plus, every new Buick and GMC comes with cutting-edge technology, premium comfort, and advanced safety features, so you can drive with confidence.
Already a Buick or GMC owner? Well, keep it running like new with their state-of-the-art service center staffed by factory-trained technicians who know your vehicle inside and out. Start your search at JimEllisBuickGMC.com or shop in person in Chamblee off Peachtree Boulevard, inside the Perimeter, or in Beaufort off Highway 20 near 985. Jim Ellis, Buick GMC, we are professional grade.
Here today with Evan Ward, host of North Georgia's Retirement Game Plan. And Evan, we're told to enjoy retirement, but frugal investors often worry about overspending and running out of money. So when it comes to your clients, how can you help ease some of those worries?
Well, it starts with income planning. And, here's one of the most common mistakes. It's almost every single person when we first meet with them, they have no income plan. Mm-hmm. They have a thought, they have a hope, they have hey, if we make enough money, we'll be able, hopefully, to make this money last, but there's no plan. And so we build comprehensive income plan that we know this is how we're exactly going to pay your bills in retirement, and more so because, look, retiring isn't about, well, I've got enough to survive. It's about enjoying life. You didn't work 30, 40 years of your life to get by in retirement. You did it to enjoy the things that you've always wanted to do. And so we're going to build a second component that covers that quality of life, that every month, every year, regardless of what's happening with the market, regardless of what's happening in your life, this money's coming in like clockwork, and you never have to worry about it. You never have to stress about it. You're going to be able to keep the lights on and enjoy the kind of lifestyle that you're looking for.
The name of the show is North Georgia's Retirement Game Plan. And Evan, you say it all the time on the show, a play is not a plan. You've got to have that comprehensive game plan when it comes to your retirement.
You've got to. It's the only way to, one, make sure it's going to work, and two, make sure it's going to work efficiently.
If you'd like to schedule that complimentary retirement income review, call Evan Ward and his team with Atlas Retirement. That number is 678-736-7799. Again, it's 678-736-7799. Or you can always reach them at the website. It's atlasretirement.net. That's atlasretirement.net. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Fall is in the air, and Central Heating and Air Conditioning is making it the perfect time to upgrade your comfort. For a limited time, you get up to $2,100 in rebates and 60 months, 0% financing with approved credit. That's right, savings up front and no interest for 5 whole years. A brand new carrier system from Central delivers dependability, efficiency, and comfort every family deserves. Central Heating and Air Conditioning have set the standard in heating and cooling for over 3 generations. And now's your chance to bring that comfort home with the best savings of the season. These dual incentives don't come around often, so act now. Call 770-GET-HEAT today. That's 770-GET-HEAT. Or visit centralheat.com, centralheat.com. Upgrade your comfort, lock in your savings, and turn to your Atlanta carrier experts. Central Heating and Air Conditioning.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
There's always somebody on my list that is impossible to shop for. Tanya is a given. What do you get for your wife that really is perfect and special in every way? Something that she'll just love. I have no idea. She is impossible for me to buy for, unless I shop at Cozy Earth. The bamboo pajama set, she wears them every night. She loves them. They're made from soft stretch knit bamboo that drapes and sleeps degrees cooler than cotton. She's always cold. It's warm for her. It's lightweight. It's cozy. It's perfect for the holiday mornings or winter nights. Plus, the Cozy Earth Bubble Cuddle Blanket is also something. I just got her one of those. Oh my gosh, she loves it. If you don't know what to get your wife, start with comfort that lasts beyond the holidays. This weekend only, from Thanksgiving Day through Cyber Monday, get 40% off at CozyEarth.com with the promo code Beck. That's promo code Beck, 40% off. Wrap the ones you love in luxury with CozyEarth.com with the promo code Beck.
By the way, it's 3:52. Coming up at 4 o'clock, the latest on the National Guard troops shot in Washington, D.C. They're still alive, last we heard. And they got the bad guy in custody. He may have been shot, too. Don't know what happened? Well, keep you posted, though. 1994, Boys to Men, the singles chart. #1 hit.
Close your eyes.
Love song. Slow dancing, baby, lady's choice. And then you know whether she really cares about you. She puts her arms around your neck and presses herself into you. Yeah, man. What's
They're
that?
saying now that they're dead.
Oh, my God. Are you serious? National Guard troop, at least one, killed in D.C. shooting. freaking Democrat. There's no freaking explanation for this other than being set upon by the liberals in this freaking country to say they're Nazi troops. They're still complaining they're just rounding up people, blindfolding on the streets and separating them from their families. That's the Democrats have been saying this ever since it freaking started, and they're the ones responsible for this. God, all right, hold on. Sorry. Boyz II Men, 1994. #1 singles chart with I'll Make Love to You. And it gave Boyz II Men the longest run in chart history with I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. The two together. Boyz II Men, 1994. God, it's just freaking horrible. We'll try to find more information for you again. In the meantime, let's talk about a hero operation from Vietnam, 1968. Returning to base from another mission, an Air Force first lieutenant named James Fleming and 4 other Bell helicopter pilots got an urgent message from an Army Special Forces team pinned down by enemy fire. The helicopter rescue mission you're about to hear about remains one of the most daring of the Vietnam War. Several of the helicopters had to leave the area because of low fuel, and Lieutenant Fleming and the other pilot pressed on with the rescue effort. The first attempt failed because of intense ground fire, just tearing up everything. Refusing to abandon the Army Green Berets, the Air Force Lieutenant Fleming managed to land. He somehow picked up the team and got out of there. When he safely arrived back at the base at Duc Co, it was discovered that his aircraft was out of fuel. Lieutenant Fleming was awarded the Medal of Honor for his actions, the Air Force helping out the Green Berets. 354, 2 National Guard troops shot. Now it says 2 National Guard troops killed, both killed apparently. I don't know. We don't know what happened.
I want a public execution, whoever did it.
Absolutely.
I want them flayed alive.
And again, obviously, we don't know what happened, so we don't know whether it was an illegal immigrant trying to be rounded up or whether it's just a robbery. It could have been just interrupting a bad. Who knows? I mean, it could have been a sniper. We don't know. But apparently they got the bad guy, they got the killer, and I think he may have. I think I saw them said he had also been wounded or shot or hurt, so he apparently is in custody and in the hospital. And 2 National Guard. I mean, this is the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Day before Thanksgiving. Well, their families are going to have a hell of a time at the freaking turkey dressing table tomorrow, huh? God almighty. And Christmas coming, I mean, my God. National Guard troops are not supposed to be the guys sent into firefights in the jungle somewhere or, taking on snipers in a cave somewhere in a firefight in a horrible war. They're supposed to be there to guard people and help people and be sources of security. They're not supposed to be assassinated by scumbags. These people, National Guard troops don't have to be in the National Guard. These are all volunteers given their time. I mean, they get paid. I mean, it's a thing, but it's not like they have to do it. And again, there are guys, been serving National Guard who don't want to be full-time military. And by the way, being in the full-time military is a very hard thing to do because most of the people you find in the military, and I can tell you this from a personal experience, most of them are a bunch of idiots. I mean, you're going to be, when you start out with nothing, you're a private or whatever it is, you're going to take orders from people who don't know anything. But God bless them for what they do. But you have to learn to, live with that stuff. It's a hard way to make a living is to be full-time military. So these guys want to serve their country, but they don't want to do it full-time. They got families and children and the whole deal. But they're American enough and patriotic enough to serve their freaking country part-time, summertime, summer camps, meetings every month, stuff like that. It's not easy. And now they're in the capital of the United States.
Which hasn't been safe for decades now. Most major cities aren't safe. We know who runs most major cities, and they don't seem to care that their own people are dying or getting killed. Look, the mayor of Chicago doesn't care that people are getting shot right next to the Christmas stuff. They don't care. And now not even a National Guardsman is safe in our nation's capital walking the streets.
Right. A volunteer part-time soldier, basically, that has been called into duty and is willing to leave the family and go full-time when they need him. I mean, what an honorable tribute. And to be murdered God, I mean, it's just. And by the way, ironically, the mayor. We'll do what Flounder's Funny after the news coming back here. We're going to take the time here for this. The mayor of Washington D.C. That girl has just announced that she's not running for re-election, and she also announced that Donald Trump's effort to cut crime in Washington D.C. worked. Crime is way down in Washington, D.C., which makes me wonder about where the Guard troops were, what they were doing, what their duties were, what was happening when the gunfire rang out.
There was a crime crackdown. They were West Virginia units.
Was that what it said?
Two
now?
of them are dead now.
Good Lord.
In the middle of the day.
Yeah, like 2:30 in the afternoon. In Washington, D.C., half mile from the White House.
Shot in the head.
Good Lord. Freaking Thanksgiving
I'd
tomorrow.
let him loose. I'd say, you know what? You have 24 hours. Do whatever you want, guys. Go to it. Everybody that's on the damn street.
This is really...
Just tear into them. You know where the real criminals are. You know where the gangs are. You know who their leaders are. You know who the drug ones are. Just go in there and kill them all.
Yeah. What are you waiting for?
Why are we putting up with cities that you can't walk in, even as a National Guardsman, in the broad daylight?
Well, I can't wait to hear. Well, I mean, that's pathetic and disgraceful to hear how did this happen? I want to know how this happened. What the hell was going on? The two National Guard volunteer-type American Patriot troopers were murdered.
And you have Chicago, you have other places say we can't arrest our way out of this. Well, guess what? Look at El Salvador. That's exactly what they did. They took all the gangs, they took all
put
the
them
leaders,
right in a brand new big prison.
Put them in a prison, and their crime has plummeted.
Yeah. They put them up again. Remember all the videos of the guy? There are thousands. They said, well, we'll put them all in here. And guess what? Crime
and all of them. Look, all of them with the tattoos from head to toe, and all they absolutely look like absolute demonic animals.
Yeah, they know who they are, and they know where they are. So let's stop this. God, well, here the news coming up. We'll see if we find out more. And again, we'll keep you posted. Sorry, I hate this for the day before Thanksgiving. And we'll continue to persevere best we can. 4 o'clock, Timmer Pete and Christopher Flounder. Happy Thanksgiving, man. Jeez.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta's Safe House.
This is a Fox News alert. A deadly shooting just blocks from the White House. I'm Lisa Brady. West Virginia's governor just confirming that both National Guard members who were shot in D.C. this afternoon were from his state and that both have died. It is not known yet what led to the shooting. Vice President J.D. Vance moments ago.
Soldiers, whether they're active duty, reserve, or National Guard, our soldiers are the sword and the shield of the United States of America.
The vice president speaking during a visit to Kentucky's Fort Campbell that was already underway, asking for prayers for the Guard members. That was just before West Virginia's governor confirmed they had died from their injuries. President Trump, who's in Florida for Thanksgiving, had posted earlier that the Guard troops were critically wounded and that a suspect was also in the hospital, severely wounded. The president calling that person an animal and vowing they would face justice. Also calling military and law enforcement personnel truly great people. Again, the shooting happened near a subway station not far from the White House. Fox's Mark Meredith in D.C.
This would be on the north side of the White House. The helicopter takes off on the south side where we see those pictures all the time. This would be the north side, about 2 blocks from there, not too far from some of the better hotels in the area. We're just about a block or so away from the St. Regis, as well as a number of government buildings. But it would traditionally be pretty quiet this time of day because it's a holiday weekend.
U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi just confirming that federal agents are on the scene. The FAA says normal flight operations are resuming at D.C.'s Reagan National Airport after temporarily pausing arrivals because of the locations of some aircraft involved in responding to the shooting. Again, for now, the shooting's under investigation, but West Virginia's governor confirming the 2 Guard members shot today in D.C. were West Virginia Guard members and both have died. Wall Street rallies, the Dow up 314 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Julia owed the IRS thousands.
I was paralyzed with fear.
Then
I heard a commercial for Optima Tax Relief.
Optima Tax Relief is the leading tax resolution firm, A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and experts in the Fresh Start Initiative.
Optima Tax Relief settled my IRS tax bill.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
It was amazing.
Call 800-926-0155. 800-926-0155.
Optima Tax Relief.
Visit OptimaTaxRelief.com for details.
A little Eagles here, right? All right, look out. 403. Kimmer Pete, Chris in for Flounder. Day before Thanksgiving. And if we find out more, and when we find out more information about the murders of the two National Guardsmen in D.C., we'll pass it along for you. 1994, Eagles began 2 weeks at number one on the album chart in America with Hell Freezes Over. The album name is a reference to a quote by Don Henley after the band broke up in 1980. Again, we're talking now, this is 1994. Don Henley commented the band would play together again when Hell Freezes Over. Hotel California. Our birthday list includes John McVie from Fleetwood Mac. Christine sings me home every night. John McVie is freaking 80 years old today. So happy birthday to John. I guess you and Christine didn't treat her too good or something. They're too well with a thing. And on this day in history, 1864, Oxford mathematician Charles Ludwig Dodgson sends a handwritten manuscript called Alice's Adventures Underground. He sent the manuscript to a 12-year-old girl named Alice Liddell. Dodson was 30, better known by the hit nom de plume Lewis Carroll. Made up the story one day on a picnic with young Alice and her two sisters, the children of one of Dodge's colleagues. Dodgson was the son of a country parson, brilliant at both math and wordplay since childhood. He enjoyed making up games, but he suffered from a severe stammer, except when he spoke to children. And he had many young friends who enjoyed his fantastic stories. The Liddell children thought his tale of a girl who falls down a rabbit hole was one of his best efforts, and Alice, the little girl, insisted he write it down. So during a visit to the Liddells, an English novelist happened to notice a manuscript. He read it, said, gee, we ought to publish this thing. He published it under his own expense under the name Lewis Carroll in 1865, one of the earliest children's books written to amuse kids, not to teach them. The sequel, Through the Looking Glass, published in 1871. His other works include poetry and children's book. Didn't gain the same enduring popularity as the Alice books, of course, did. And Mr. Dodson died in 1898. He stuttered except when he talked to children. Well, who was a famous country singer who stuttered like crazy? Mel
Tillis.
Mel Tillis, yeah. Anyway, 406, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. We're going to do a pizza etiquette thing here, testing here in a second. Also, and again, the latest on the horror that happened in Washington, 2 National Guardsmen killed, murdered by a scumbag who's in custody. Chris, I don't know when you came in today. Was the crowd building outside the Lowe's Theater there? What do you call it? The Hamlet Theater? What is it called? The Roxy Theater, I think it is?
Roxy, Coca-Cola Roxy.
Holy cow. There must have been 1,000.
It was not quite that many, but it was long and going down the hill.
Yeah, down the
there.
hill. Yeah, I almost ran into about 500 of them, and the curve coming up the driveway. There must be 1 million of them. And I looked it up. It's on the marquee. It says "Beautiful Chaos," and it's a girl group called Cat's Eye with a K, K-A-T, Cat's Eye, and the performance is called "Beautiful Chaos." And I looked it up. This is a girls group.
American K-pop.
Yeah, basically. And the tickets available There's a couple for $600. There's a couple for $862. And there's one left at $1,000 right in the front. For this group called K-Pop Cat's Eye Beautiful Chaos. And I'm telling you, the girls, the crowd, if there were 1,000
people. They could sell out Mercedes-Benz if they wanted to.
It's all sold out, and if it's going to be sold out. But again, the crowd is, I'm telling you, it was 50% young brown girls. You looked like from like Philippines and Malaysia and Singapore. I mean, it was just beautiful, but not blue-eyed blonde white girls. And they're all girls. They were like 14, 18-year-old girls. Isn't it school today? What day is this? No, there's no school.
There's no school.
Anyway, I'm stupid. But anyway, a couple thousand, and 50% of these sweet, and they're all dressed up in kind of costume things and tattoos and stuff. And they're all young, and half of them looked like kind of Filipino and Mexican and Spanish, stuff like that, and the other half were Asian. I mean, it was amazing. I saw like 4 white people of a couple of thousand. It was the damnedest thing I ever saw. And I've never heard of the group. Do you know anything about this group, Cat's Eye?
I personally don't, but I had a friend of mine. He says, yeah, they're super popular, especially with young women.
Yeah, young girls.
And K-pop, that's kind of the demographic you're going to get with K-pop.
Yeah. Well, if they're still out there when I go home, I'll see if I can get an interview with some of them on the pretense that I'll say I got a couple of grandkids who would love to talk about your group and see if they'll talk to me. I've done that before, and it's a lot of fun because they love to talk. I say, gee, I'm just an old fart. I don't know. Well, tell me about this group, and now, they're got to that. So if they're still. Now, there are a lot of groups there that I don't want to go into the crowd with my camera rolling on my phone. It's a little iffy. But anyway, so we'll keep you posted on that here probably sometime later on. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Christopher. Okay, let's do it. Pete, do you have your etiquette thing?
Yeah,
we had this for a while, and again, just yesterday and the day before, the what's his name, Duffy, the transportation secretary, has come out with a new plan to try to get people to be nicer on airplanes. And for good reason. It's we fight after fight after fight these days for lots of different reasons, short tempers for whatever reasons, everything else, hate by the Democrats, whatever the reason. Anyway, so he said, stop wearing your pajamas on the plane and be nice to each other and stuff like that. And Pete Davis has some kind of an etiquette quiz or scenario of some kind. So here, is a test for Chris also here. Is this kind of like a quiz or what?
Basically, it's 4 questions for you two, whether you follow this, young or old.
All right, sir.
All right. Do you remember names and use them?
As a swim coach, I am required to.
And my answer is not anymore.
Not
but I am terrible with names.
I mean, I used to. I have the old fart name disease. It's a real thing. I've talked about it before. They're in there, but they just won't come out. So I'm bad at that. I can't.
I have a bad habit. I'll shake someone's hand. They'll tell me their name, and I'm not listening.
In 1 year, out the other.
There's a way to do it. In fact, my father told me there was a way to do it, to remember people's names, and you associate it with something when you meet them. Yeah. And if you do it and practice it, you can actually pull it off. Anyway, I can't do it, so I haven't even tried. So I failed that one.
Do you check your reflection in private?
Never. Me? Now? No. I used to. When I was on the make and stuff, if I was going to, do something, if I see someone say, I'm looking all right here, sure. But when I was like 30
you
and
your
single.
suit on the make.
My bone-colored leisure suit. I love that suit, man. I look great in that thing.
I bet Chris still does because he's got hair.
Yeah, he's got hair and he's thin and tall, Yeah,
I do it in private. I won't do it in public.
There you
That's
go.
weird.
Yeah, that's not good.
Do you use linen napkins, not paper ones?
No, I use paper towels.
Yeah, paper towels, please.
Cheaper.
Bounty, better picker upper.
I got various sizes, whatever you want.
Do you gesture calmly without pointing?
Is that your thing?
What?
Adjust your thing? Adjust your what?
Gesture. Do you gesture calmly without pointing?
Oh, I thought you said, do you adjust your calmly without pointing?
That would depend on what we're doing.
What the hell does that mean? I've never called it a calmly before. Now, do you gesture without pointing?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means. How could you not gesture without pointing? I mean,
Well, you know,
that's
like,
one thing.
hey, you.
Oh,
you
no,
know,
that's
like
that's
that,
Brooklyn
you know?
style. That's New York, Philadelphia
All
stuff. That's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you speak only when it adds value?
Kimmer failed that instantly.
Oh, Grasshopper's got the right answer right off the bat here.
All right. Do you dress for the context, not the attention? You wear your jackets. You want attention. You want people to notice you. You wear your guns when you're riding around on your motorcycle.
Well, that's that's true. That's in fact, I'll tell you what. I will admit to you. In fact, where's my jacket's right here? Can you, if you YouTube people can see that?
Yeah,
back?
we see it.
You can see it. And I want people to know, and again, because I mean, I've got nothing left. I'm nothing. I'm at the end of everything, but I'm still a Marine. I'll always be a Marine, and that's all I got left. And so if people see a sign on my jacket that says U.S. Marines or Vietnam veteran or whatever it is, I'll bet they know that if they were in trouble and there was something going on, that they would be able to come to me, and I would probably try to help them. And so I'm a target with that. That's why I do it, to let them know that I may not have much left, but I got that.
The only thing I wear for attention is my shoes. Otherwise, I don't really care.
Well, let me see your shoes. What are you talking about? Oh, I can't see it.
Nikes.
Those what, are they unusual? They're Nike sneakers.
They're Jordans.
Now that's like $9,000 now. Is that the?
No, they aren't that.
Something like that.
They're not that.
You're wearing a T-shirt with your logo
Swim
on it,
club.
too.
Well, I'm
So
required
you
to
want a
wear
little attention there.
gear on that. As a coach, we have to on deck show that we're coaches, and we always wear our team gear.
Yeah, and this is MAAC, which is your swim club.
Correct.
And people can call you and join your swim club, MAAC Swim Club.
And we got to at least apologize to Chris. As my friend pointed out from Lake Oconee today, that every time Chris fills in, Kimmer, you grill him with the exact same questions. The exact same questions.
I'm trying to give him, but I want you.
the exact same
I
order.
appreciate the free publicity on the team.
To give Chris an opportunity to expand his growth of his thing, and to thank him for being here. And now people don't listen to every minute of every day we're on, and so it's possible that most people have never heard me say that he does the swim thing before. So, well, again, now I don't. I'm just trying to do a good thing for our friend Chris, who fills in.
All right, we're only halfway through this. We're at a break. Do you want to come back and finish it after the break?
Sure, absolutely. We do whatever we want. Absolutely.
Your 3-minute long answers to every question is what's prolonging this, I think. The show and tell that goes along with this.
Well, I got the whole thing. I got a story. You got to finish the story. It's got a beginning and a middle. He said just go right to the end. God.
The rest.
All right, 4:15 already. My God, man. Look out.
It's time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast's premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Many times in the past, I would go on the air and I would tell my listeners to stop obsessing over the cost for a vacation trip because of rising gasoline prices. Give me a break. So now I have actually used artificial intelligence, AI, to solve a problem for me. And here we go. A round trip from Atlanta to Disney World and back to Atlanta would be about 880 miles. So I asked AI to calculate the increased cost for that trip in the average American car if the price of gas went up by 36 cents per gallon. Now, bear in mind, if there had been such an increase in the price of gas, we would be bombarded with stories about how much more this expensive vacation would be. Families are having to curtail their holiday expectations because they just can't afford to make the trip with the rise in the gas prices. Oh, the humanity. So what is the answer? That trip would cost you $12.60 more due to the 36 cents a gallon price increase. $12.60. You can't get 2 Happy Meals for that. So calm down, folks. Quit all the damn whining. It's not that terrible out there. If you can't afford that $12.60, take the bus. You can't afford Disney World anyway. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Hi, Megan here with Southern Exteriors. In this holiday season, we're excited to give back by transforming a neighbor's home with a free, brand new James Hardy siding installation. No gimmicks, no fine print. You can enter for yourself or nominate a deserving friend, family member, or neighbor whose home could truly use it. But don't wait. Entries close December 1st. To nominate, go to southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co.
Okie doke. This is incredible. Home improvement deal. Yes, I don't think I've ever talked about something like this before. My buddy Jeff had started working with him 20-something years ago and his lovely bride. Peach State Windows. This is an incredible deal right now. 8 premium, top-of-the-line, Energy Star, double-hung replacement windows, fully installed for just $39.95. Now, wait a minute. Are you sure this is right? This is absolutely correct. 8 premium, top-of-the-line bay at $39. That's under $4,000. And some of those national companies will charge you almost that much for one window unit. Jeff's family-owned business, been doing this in Georgia for decades and decades. They know our heat and storms and construction and codes and stuff like that. These babies are efficient, airtight, strong, and built for our homes. You don't have to put it off anymore. You're going to lose money every month with those like drafty panes and stuff. Here's the number. Peach State Windows, 770-485-8011. How about 0% financing for 12 months? Upgrade the whole place without touching your savings. 8 special deal windows. Look them up, peachstatewindows.com.
More than intelligent, it's thoughtful. Not just spacious, it's sensuous and stylish. It's indulgent, yet outgoing. Foundationals to the GLC SUV is a turbo hybrid power, intelligent digital cockpit, and MBUX with routines. Get an exceptional offer on the 2025 Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 SUV. Just $549 per month for 36 months with $5,003 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models during the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration, now through December 1st. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through December 1st, 2025. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
Hi, Megan here with Southern Exteriors. In this holiday season, we're excited to give back by transforming a neighbor's home with a free, brand new James Hardy siding installation. No gimmicks, no fine print. You can enter for yourself or nominate a deserving friend, family member, or neighbor whose home could truly use it. But don't wait. Entries close December 1st. To nominate, go to southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co.
Hey, this is John Flading, the owner of ATL Turf Co. If your grass didn't grow this summer, there's a good chance it won't grow this spring. It's time to think about a custom, low-maintenance, pet-friendly, artificial lawn that will stay green year-round. So this holiday season, give the gift that keeps on giving. A perfect backyard or custom golf green from ATL Turf Co. See what's possible for your home. Read our 5-star reviews and book your appointment today at atlturfco.com. Spots are filling up fast, so call now, 404-825-7063.
I like this song. Real down home country here, Mr. Garth Brooks.
Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots and ruined your blind tie affair. The last one to know.
I'd do the same thing.
The last one to show. I was the last one you thought you'd see there. And I saw a surprise.
I actually had one girlfriend who we broke up, and she was getting married, and she told me she wanted me to interrupt the wedding and break up before the marriage was performed in church, and walk into the church and take her away. Oh my God. I hadn't thought about that in 50 years or whatever. Holy smokes. Yeah. She broke up with it. They divorced, but she wanted me to break up before they got, just like the Dustin Hoffman there, Graduate.
The Graduate.
1991, Garth Brooks asked fans to bring 10 cans of food to a grocery store in exchange for a lottery envelope. Some of the envelopes contained tickets to see Garth Brooks at a forthcoming show. They collected 10,000 cans to feed the hungry folks at the concert. Kimmer Pete, Christopher Flounder, Garth Brooks. He's still married to Trisha Yearwood, I think, probably, aren't they?
Think so.
Congratulations. Good for them.
As far as I know.
Yep. Our birthday list includes an expressionist extraordinaire, Rich Little. Rich Little is 87 years old. I knew him. I didn't work with him once, but I kind of met him once back in the 60s. Yeah, he would have ever guessed that he would outlive both Jonathan Winters and Robin Williams. Rich Little, 87. And he was great at he was a great impressionist. Nice guy. Let's see. We're going to go back to our etiquette thing here. Our birthday, we did a birthday thing. This is kind of cool. On this day, I got to get a double whammy here. I think it's kind of a special thing here. On this day in 1942, World War II era drama starring Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman premieres in New York City on this day in 1942. Bogart was Rick Blaine, the owner of the swanky North African nightclub, reunited with his beautiful, enigmatic Ilsa, a woman who loved him and then left him when she found out her husband was not dead after all in the war. Opened in theaters across America, nominated for 8 Academy Awards, won 3 of them, Best Picture included. Let's see, a number of famous lines. Round up the usual suspects. Lewis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine. And, of course, also one of the famous lines was, play it again, Sam. That no one ever said that. That's not true at all. It didn't happen. Well, the line was something like, you played it when he shows up and Nelson's there talking with the piano player. And Rick Blaine comes up and says, you played it for her, I played it for me. Play it. He never said, play it again, Sam, but that was with the famous line. And also one of the most famous line to me, and the cutest, I have part of Casablanca on I recorded part of it one time, and I saved that part of it, of the scene at the end. And again, they filmed about 4 or 5 different versions of that, apparently. And the one they used includes the line where Humphrey Bogart had took his fingers under her chin and looked at her and said, here's looking at you, kid. Well, that was not in the script. The line was improvised. Humphrey Bogart originally used the line when they were rehearsing, when he was teaching her how to play poker. And when they got to the shooting of the final scene, Humphrey Bogart just added it in. Here's looking at you, kid. And the other line that gets to me and that I've always remembered is, we'll always have Paris. And at the moment, I hate that for a whole other reason, for a different thing with another girl with a thing. Anyway, Humphrey Bogart and the famous Casablanca. What a movie. 425, Kimmer Pete and Flounder. President Trump's getting briefed on the shooting. Somebody killed 2 National Guardsmen today in Washington, D.C., broad daylight near the half mile from the White House. And we don't know what happened yet. When there's a briefing, we'll go to it live for a minute, see what we can find out. Is Pete still with us? I don't see him anymore. Is his camera dead or is he gone? Chris, do you know?
Hello.
Oh, Peter, you there?
That thing he did yesterday where he disappeared into just the background.
Decides to disappear.
Okay, but you're with us? Are you still? Yeah. There he is. There we go. Okay, sorry, I wasn't sure.
I'm ghosting you.
I'm ghosting. Well, you. That's never happened before. But seriously. Anyway, folks. Continuing on with it. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Let's see. You compliment character, not appearance. No, you do not.
Well, I always say if a girl looks pretty, I tell her. But on the other hand, I also, if someone does something astounding, I always try to remark about it. But so I think I do both.
It's mostly.
Probably mostly. Well, I don't know anybody with any character. I'm hanging around with the wrong people. People like you.
We got no class.
Yeah, people like when you have no class. Here. And by the way, Mr. Dickey is gone. Mr. Dickey, okay, we're bringing the girls. Bring in the girls. He left. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Chris,
you were saying.
Do you compliment character and not appearance?
I guess I compliment character when I'm talking to my swimmers more than their appearance.
Did a good job, or
I can't really do that.
You showed your skill, or you showed your nerve in the water, or something like that.
Yeah,
you do that.
All right. Okay, we just spent a whole minute on that one question.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get one more in here.
We need a full answer.
You wait until served.
I'm sorry. Say it again. We jumped out there.
You wait until everyone is served.
To begin eating?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I totally do that. My sister, on the other hand, not so much.
Not so much. All right. You leave space in group conversations.
I don't have group conversations. I don't leave space anywhere with anybody.
Because once you're through talking, you just leave the group. You just
I
walk.
do. Well, if they want me to make a comment, I make a comment and I leave. You know, what the hell?
leave.
They want me to
Good
hang
night,
around.
everybody.
Nobody likes old people. I know my place.
Drop the microphone.
I make a couple of shots, a couple of things. Hey, baby, how you doing? And whoosh, I'm gone. As
All
it
right,
should
Chris?
be. Good for everybody.
Does this mean like in-person group conversations or?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll create space if someone wants to come on over, but like, I'm not going to leave a weird gap.
Well, I think it means that do you let them talk? Do you let them be part of the conversation?
All right. You write handwritten thank you notes.
Yep. I've started, in fact, losing. I now write longhand in everything.
I stopped that as a kid.
In fact, my kids noticed it. Said, Daddy, you're writing in longhand. I haven't done it in years. I've started about a year ago.
You walk beside your guest, not ahead.
I curb my guest. If it's a female, I always curb my guest. But I never walk ahead of somebody. I don't think.
Depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Unless there are bears about, and then it's whoever's,
If you're in the woods and it's
closest to the bear.
dark, I'll go first. Yeah. Point, run,
All right,
point.
let's see. You ask about others before talking about yourself.
Well, you're laughing at me. I don't, but I never.
I just laughed. That wasn't.
Well, but I know you were laughing at me. I don't. Okay, well, I haven't. I'm a talker and an ego and everything else. But if nobody around here talk, I don't talk to anybody. I never do that. I never start talking about me. I'm
Chris,
very
you don't
shy
talk
about it.
yourself either.
Yeah, I don't talk about myself.
You hold eye contact during handshakes.
Absolutely mandatory.
Yeah, that's required.
Got to do it. All right. You wait to be addressed in formal settings.
I'm usually nervous in formal settings, so
and you start talking.
I'm never in formal settings.
You let everybody know you're there.
I do?
Yeah.
When's the last time you saw me in a formal setting and I let everybody know I was there?
Hey, it's just me. It's hey, how you doing?
Okay. I guess you're right. I guess you're right.
All right. You lower your voice. You lower your voice in serious moments, like right now.
Yeah, no kidding. When I'm talking to girls, hey baby.
Chris, do you lower your voice?
I can be with you.
No, but I should.
I can take you, baby.
All right, here's a question. You keep your shoes polished at all times.
I do take care of my shoes, absolutely.
As a sneakerhead, I have to.
That's it.
And by the way, I saw Chris came in and showed me those are very impressive sneakers. I thought they were just white sneakers. Those are very impressive Jordans.
Chris, I have a pair of red and white Air Jordans from like 1985.
It was like $900 now.
Like the original ones?
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
they're high tops.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
High tops.
Big time Charlie.
Red laces. You keep your phone off the table.
I never put my phone on. I mean, eating dinner
with
people or something.
I'm looking at it.
Well, I at work.
Depends on the dinner.
No, I've never
Nobody
put a phone on
does
a
that.
table at a dinner.
It's
people.
sad. I'm afraid no one does that. These are etiquette rules. You listen before you speak.
Doubtful.
I see. I didn't snicker. I didn't do anything. Chris,
I'd say so.
All right, just 3 more. You say "my pleasure" instead of "no problem."
I actually say both. I do say no problem a lot with someone. If I. If I hold the door for somebody, they say thanks. I have no problem. I tend to do that. Yeah,
I
but
probably
also
do
say
no
my
problem
pleasure.
more.
I do both.
You let others exit before you enter.
Yes.
Always.
Yes, we all do that. Yeah. And finally, etiquette rules. You rise when someone enters the room.
If it's an occasion where there's someone you're meeting or talking with, absolutely. And anytime a lady enters a room, and also, you always, if a lady is at a table, you always hold her chair, pull out her chair for her. And we were taught...
she falls on her ass?
No, silly, not in the middle of the sitting down. We were also taught that at dinner, you always wait for the mother or the cook woman to take the first bite or to begin the eating process. And then you always tell her, this is wonderful. I'm really enjoying this a lot.
If it is or isn't. You always say yes.
That's always, absolutely. Well, there you are. There's standby. And by the way, for the record, on shaking hands, always look them in the eye. And guys, also, basically, unless you're on an airplane or something, never sit down. If you're going to shake a man's hand, never sit down doing it. Stand
Firm
up
grip,
to shake
too.
somebody's hand. And firm grip. Yeah. You don't have to, squeeze hell on, but a good firm grip and look them in the eye.
So you're teaching young boys.
Yeah, that's a famous Kimmerism, yes. I was misquoted. 432 already with Kimmer, Pete, and Kristen for Flounder on Hump Day before Thanksgiving. Look out.
Start your day with Tug and Los on the Morning Extra from 6 to 10. Then it's Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck at noon, and the Kimmer Show on your ride home from 3 to 6. And hang out every night for Jesse Kelly at 6 and Jimmy Fela at 9. And stream it all live in crystal clear HD on the Extra 106.3 app.
Well, if you haven't figured out that whole life insurance open enrollment deal for next year, tick-tock. Nationwide, Obamacare premiums are going nuts and through the roof, and you're not getting squat from them here, by the way. Georgia's got a whole bunch of sticker price things that are going way up, like 35 or something % before subsidies. You're going to be losing hundreds of dollars a month if you don't get in on this. Now, I don't know what take care of your plan. I don't know what you want, but I know who does. My friend Steven, his name is Steven. He's a health insurance doctor. You call him, take care, and he will take care of your plan. He'll get you all this. You don't have to pay him to look all this stuff up. He'll look it out. He gets non-Obamacare options from lots of different carriers, not just one company. Looks at them side by side, sees what they have, and sees what you want. Nationwide PPOs, zero deductibles, zero copays, something called Georgia Access. I don't even know what that is, but he does. Corporate style benefits. I don't know. What do you want? He'll get it for you. This guy's been doing this for almost 20 years. He wins awards for this stuff. I got families that I know about that have saved 60% over Obamacare, thousands of dollars a year. It's true. Here's the number, 678-523-0759, healthinsurancedoctor.net.
Looking for the perfect car, truck, or SUV? Jim Ellis Buick GMC has you covered. With a huge selection of new and used vehicles, finding the right fit is easy.
Whether it's a Buick Enclave or Envision, a GMC Acadia or Yukon, or the power of the Sierra and Canyon trucks. And the best part, you're never alone in the process.
Their expert sales team helps match you with the right vehicle, while their finance specialists make buying simple and stress-free.
With decades of experience, Jim Ellis Buick GMC understands the importance of offering an expansive inventory that fits every driving performance, style, and budget need. Plus, every new Buick and GMC comes with cutting-edge technology, premium comfort, and advanced safety features, so you can drive with confidence.
Already a Buick or GMC owner? Well, keep it running like new with their state-of-the-art service center staffed by factory-trained technicians who know your vehicle inside and out. Start your search at JimEllisBuickGMC.com or shop in person in Chamblee off Peachtree Boulevard, inside the Perimeter, or in Beaufort off Highway 20 near 985. Jim Ellis, Buick GMC, we are professional grade.
This is Window Nation, your source for affordable replacement windows at the highest quality. So if you've got old, drafty, sticking, or leaking windows, you need the experienced pros at Window Nation. You can pay a lot less and still get the premium windows you're dreaming of. Their custom windows are guaranteed to be a perfect fit, and they're backed by the best warranty in the industry. Go to GetWindowNation.com or call 866-90Nation for your free estimate. And for a limited time, get 50% off all window styles, plus pay no interest for 5 years.
It's midnight and the phone rings. It's a loved one calling from jail. They had a little too much fun at the holiday party and got pulled over. Now what? Time to call A Second Chance Bail Bonds. A Second Chance will get your loved one home quickly. For 20 years, they've been helping folks with 12 locations across Metro Atlanta and Birmingham and are available 24/7. For fast, professional, discreet services, call 404-BAILOUT. That's 404-BAILOUT or visit atlbail.com. A Second Chance Bail Bonds. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. The big question for many of our listeners as they approach retirement is, will I be okay in retirement? Sean, how do you help someone figure out if they've saved enough to be comfortable?
Great question. There's a lot of different aspects to this, but the biggest thing is looking at risk. Look, there's a lot of different risks to your money, like market risk. There's healthcare costs, inflation, and taxes. All those need to be accounted for. Many people worry if they've saved enough. Am I going to outlive my money? Strategies to help preserve your wealth can be more important than the dollar amount that you saved. Get an analysis of your situation to help you get that clarity that you need.
Tell us about the offer you have for listeners.
If you're worried about if you'll be okay for retirement, you probably don't have a plan. You might not even know what I mean when I'm talking about, do you have a retirement plan? Well, we have a great resource for you guys. We have what's called the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit, and you can get that by calling or texting WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped me put this thing together just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement. It has chapters from everything from investments to Social Security, income planning, and has other guides that go along with it as well, with some checklists in regards to all those different strategies and topics as well. So if you want to get that information in your hands today, call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer. Get your Retire Happy framework today. Like Sean said, just text WISE to 770-802-2200. The team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy framework right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor.
Oh, now wait a minute. It's the day before
Welcome
Thanksgiving.
To the Kimmer Show halftime
held the
update.
standards
Let's check in with Pete on the
normal work
scoreboard.
days.
Stories prepared
Holiday
versus stories actually covered.
Tradition.
Of the 14 stories.
Well, no.
What time, Chris, did he wake you up with these?
I tried to wait till like 5:45 or something.
Yeah, I got woken up at like 6:30-ish.
6:30. Okay. Chris, how many of these stories has Kimmer done so far?
I swear it's only been 2.
What, is he paying you? He only did 1. 1.
Was it just the Kylie?
I've been here the whole time.
The dumbest one. You know why he did that? Because then he could bring that story back around to himself.
Well, there you are.
By the way, we got Rick the Painter on the phone.
Rick the Painter. And by the way, we may have good news about the National Guardsmen. It's possible they're still alive. We don't know. Anyway, Rick the Painter, welcome aboard, Rick the Painter. How's it going, man? What's up?
Hey, brother, I'm praying for that news. Thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
maybe.
Kimmer,
Yeah.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, brother, to you, man, and your team out there.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you and Mr. Dickey for letting me come on your airways.
Anytime.
And just having some fun and just enjoying, kind of just lighten it up a little bit. Hey, anyway, my family, they hear you. They hear me on the radio. I'll do a family reunion this summer.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Kimmer, I've got myself in a pickle.
Well, what do you mean? What happened?
Well, they heard the show where I sent my picture to you. You saw the picture I sent to you because you came and saw me and my wife at one of your functions.
Yes, that's right. Saw the picture. Yeah, I remember.
Yes, sir. Well, they heard that show, and so of course at the family reunion, they were going, "Hey, Rick the Painter, he's Rick the." They're bragging that I know Kimmer.
Yeah,
and they go, Aunt Betty goes, "Well, he's even got a picture with Kimmer. You would think he would at least give us an autograph." Well, Kimmer, I've got myself in a pickle, and now I'm going to go to Thanksgiving tomorrow. I told him I'd try by Thanksgiving, and I told him I could not ask them on the air. I couldn't ask you on the air, but they keep hounding me. Maybe Kimmer, you know what I'm getting at. If you'll help me, if I come to the station, can you get me Pete Davis' autograph?
Very funny. Yeah, come on down. I'll wait for you around 9:30 or 10. In fact, I'll meet you here around 11:15 tonight. I'll be here to sign anything you want. Man. Yeah, around midnight would be good. Yeah,
I love you, man. Thank you.
Very funny. Yeah, around midnight. I'll be here at midnight. Sign all you want. Yeah, I'll wait for you.
I got something for it. What is a 3-letter word that starts with gas?
Gas.
Chris? 3-letter word starts with gas.
Let's see.
I can't remember, but I have heard this one.
Not gas hog. I don't know what.
C-A-R.
Gas car?
Car.
Oh my God. A car starts with gas.
Oh God. You can all eat me. How about that?
A gas car?
Gas car.
That's what they call
well,
you.
I'm not good. I don't do puzzles. I can look at those stupid freaking things used to be in the newspaper about the jumble puzzles where it's a word scrambled around and put together. I
hate those.
Yeah, I don't like those. No.
Yeah.
Brutal. All right. Maybe some good news. I'll bet the politician spoke before he had information because he wanted to be on TV. I hope that's not true.
That was the New York Post reporting that.
Well, but they were quoting the West Virginia governor.
Daily News.
Yeah. Well, the West Virginia governor, Patrick Morrisey, has now retracted the statement confirming 2 West Virginia guardsmen were shot dead following what happened in Washington, D.C. near the White House today, broad daylight. We are, quote, we are receiving conflicting reports about the condition of our 2 guard members and will provide additional updates once we Our prayers are with these brave members. Previously said they were dead at the scene. One was dead at the scene, shot in the head. The other went to the hospital where he died. This says where they died. I don't know whether it's a man or a woman. But anyway, now they're saying, I take that back. We don't know yet. So they may be alive. It's possible they could be alive. And again, we also don't know what happened. And for the record, it's now 4:43. If the Washington, D.C. police are supposed to have an update, and FBI Director Patel will probably be doing an update at some point. And when that happens, we'll bring alive a couple minutes of it, just see what happened. But anyway, 2 National Guardsmen from West Virginia unit in Washington, D.C. this afternoon were shot. The killer, we thought he was a killer. The guy who shot them, the shooter, was also wounded or shot and somehow injured and taken into custody. So they have the bad guy. And again, we are praying that they're still alive. We don't know yet, the 2 guardsmen. And again, day before Thanksgiving, well, how is it possible that someone could shoot 2 National Guardsmen? It's not like they're not standing there in freaking uniform. So clearly it wasn't like, he thought he was duck hunting and thought they were ducks. I mean, this was, a thing. This was a freaking double murder if they died. So, all right, 4:43, Kim Pete and Chris in for Flounder. And a good news and a horrible story that led to it. On this day in 1992, a 20-year-old guy named Danny Davis was pressured into pleading guilty to murdering a woman named Mildred Smith, found stabbed to death in her apartment in Cairo, Illinois. Well, Danny and his brother, who was 17, were taken into custody for questioning, rounded up on an unfounded tip, suggested to hours of psychological and physical abuse. And their lawyer said, look, they're going to send you away and get you the death penalty. You're going to die in prison from the hot shot. They were at jury selection. They put him in a room and threatened him with dying. And they said, okay, we'll plead guilty. So they pleaded guilty. This was 1992. Well, Danny Davis is now free. He didn't do it. They found some fingernail DNA, sent it off to be tested, and sure enough, it wasn't him or his brother. His brother had been released earlier, but Danny has been in prison for 26 years or something, and now he is free. He also is possibility facing another trial because they overthrew the verdict, overturned it. So that means he could be theoretically going to another trial, but that's not going to happen. So he celebrated his exoneration the other night at Michael Jordan's Steakhouse in Chicago. Freed from prison before it was his brother. Don't know exactly why, but after all those years, 30 years in prison, since 1992, for a murder he did not commit. And he's happy to be out and has a great attitude. And boy, that wouldn't be me. Lordy. Can you imagine?
By the way,
yeah.
Last Sunday, Senator Lisa Slotkin, where is she from?
Yeah.
She claimed that National Guardsmen were going to start shooting American civilians.
She's the one with the leaders in the 6 Democrat video.
Yes. She's an instigator of this.
Good Lord. And by the way, there's more on that too. In fact, we'll update that, and I'll we'll relive that for a second, and we won't spend all day on it. But we got and by the way, finally, Republican combat veterans are responding. Point for point. Well, all that's coming up here. Kimmer, Pete, and Chris for Flounder. It's 4:46 on your driving home, getting ready. Are you traveling? Is there traffic? Are you at the airport? Anything you can want to point out to us? We'll be happy to pass it along. 404-741-1230. Or if you need advice, if you want to find out how the traffic is where you may be going, someone might know, and we'll be happy to check that out for you too. Kimmer, Pete, and Chris for Flounder on 106.3, FOM of Atlanta.
more than just headlines on your ride to work? It's the Morning Extra, live from 6 to 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, only on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers with my dad, Mike. Dad, why are we always talking about Christmas before Thanksgiving?
Because now is when you start thinking about those seriously special Christmas gifts. The ones that impress her friends, the in-laws.
Now's the time for custom, personalized jewelry gifts designed just for you by our expert jewelers.
Whether it's a custom birthstone pendant or that one-of-a-kind dream engagement ring, our jewelers can make something you can't find anywhere.
And why design it with D. Geller & Son?
Easy. We're the experts. Add unbeatable quality and value, and you have an unforgettable gift that lasts a lifetime, not the last thing left in December.
It's also a great time to shop the classics, from timeless pearl strands for $135 to gold and diamond hoops for $13.95. Buying now gives you time for 0% APR financing or free layaway.
So beat the crowd, play it smart, and plan ahead this holiday season.
At D. Geller & Son in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Get a great deal on a new Subaru and give back. It's really that easy. For every new Subaru bought or leased during the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru of Gwinnett will make a donation to national and local charities that our owners care about. The Subaru Share the Love event has supported more than 2,700 hometown charities, and by the end of our 18th year, Subaru and retailers like Subaru of Gwinnett will have donated more than $350 million to charity. It's the reason why we say Subaru of Gwinnett is more than a car dealer. We always go the extra mile for our community, and during the 2025 Subaru Share the Love event, you get a great vehicle and support a great cause. With every new Subaru purchased or leased, Subaru will donate $250 to your choice of charities. Additionally, for every Subaru vehicle routine visit during the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru of Gwinnett will donate $5 to our hometown charity. But it's only happening now through January 2nd, so hurry in to Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard in Duluth, and online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
So, the doc says I have ED. ED. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's just an abbreviation for a condition so many men have. If I was to be honest, I probably also have a little OCD. I know I have a great HMO. Heck, I even have 3 weeks of PTO. Look, don't let a few letters get you down. If you have ED, there's HELP. Go see Dr. Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. He's an ED specialist that will turn your life around PDQ. ED happens to a lot of men as we age. And just FYI, Dr. Deal can give you back the confidence you need to perform on the JOB. So, ready to take the first step? Quit yelling WTF at your little BFF and visit tbtofga.com. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. They can fix your ED ASAP. And before you know it, you'll be screaming OMG.
I'm getting in the game. The world won't be the same. I'm good to go.
Call 404-777-1911 or visit tbtofga.com.
Thousands of veterans across Georgia are missing out on the benefits they've earned through their service. The Warrior Alliance is changing that by connecting veterans and their families to life-changing resources and support. Tune into the Warrior Alliance Network, our podcast and radio show dedicated to helping veterans succeed after service. Join us every Saturday at 11 a.m. on 106.3 to hear inspiring veteran stories, discover free programs, and learn about career opportunities available to you. Subscribe to the Warrior Alliance YouTube channel today.
You should never need financing for a simple garage door repair, but it's happening here. Out-of-town companies have invaded Atlanta for a cash grab, charging outrageous prices. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Stay local and stay on budget for every opening of your home. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.com.
I tell you what, Chris, let's go live, Washington, D.C. Muriel Bowser, the mayor, is talking about the guardsmen getting shot. They're apparently alive. They're still alive.
will have her office's complete attention.
Mayor, is there any other suspect?
Chief.
Sure.
Here's the chief of police.
At this time, there was no indication that there was any other suspect. The one suspect that was involved in this incident, they were shot during the interaction, and they were transported to the hospital for treatment.
Mayor, this is validation from the National Guard here.
What we know, Andrea, is that this is a targeted shooting. One individual who appeared to target these guardsmen, that individual has been taken into custody.
What do you mean target? What do you mean?
Anyone else is injured. And a quick question follow-up for the FBI director. We said that we'll make sure we find the perpetrators for this act. So just to clarify, the person believed to be responsible is in custody and there are no other suspects.
Sure, so I can start out. Again, Chief Carroll from MPD. So both the individuals, the guard members, they are in critical condition in a local hospital at this time being treated. At this point, we have no other suspects. We have reviewed video from the area. It appears, like I said, to be a lone gunman that raised a firearm and ambushed these members of the National Guard, and he was quickly taken into custody by other National Guard members and law enforcement members.
Any sense of motive?
No, at this time, obviously, we're very in the preliminary stages of investigation. There's a lot of things, a lot of agents that are here from various federal agencies, law enforcement agencies. We have the full power of the FBI and our federal partners here in the task force. So we're looking at all those different aspects, but we don't have any motive. The National Guardsmen that were shot, I'm told they were armed. At this time, that's part of the preliminary investigation.
Chief.
Sure. So how the suspect was apprehended, as I said, the individual, the suspect came around the corner. He immediately started firing a firearm at the two National Guard members. So at that time, there were other National Guard members that were in the area. They heard the gunfire. They actually were able to intervene and to kind of hold down the suspect after he had been shot on the ground. So law enforcement got there within moments. At this point, we're still investigating exactly who shot the individual. It's not clear at this time. We don't know what kind of weapon. There was D.C. police. It happened right in front of the Metro, although there is no indication that the perpetrator was on the Metro. So there's Metro Transit Police in the area, and obviously being on 17th Street by the White House, Uniformed Division of Secret Service were in the immediate area as well. We do not know at this time. It's still an investigation.
We're going to be able to take a couple more.
Sure, concerned to say we're very preliminary in the investigation, so we're looking to all aspects of who the individual is, his connections. At this time, he's still in the hospital receiving treatment.
And I would just like, hang on. I would just
Here's Patel.
The reason that this suspect is in custody is because of the bravery of the men and women of the National Guard who responded due to their extensive training to secure American lives today. There was not any further injury and any further shooting. We should highlight the fact that the men and women of law enforcement, the interagency, the Department of War, and the National Guard executed their training with great precision today and prevented an even greater tragedy from befalling us. These National Guardsmen are heroes, and we must pray for their safety and their speedy recovery. And as the chief said, we are in the preliminary stages of this investigation. We will run down every single lead, every piece of evidence. This is the power of the U.S. government at its best at the state, local, and federal level. That is why this interagency group is standing behind us to assure America and the world that we will continue to keep D.C. safe. And thankfully, we have Metropolitan Police Department, the National Guardsmen, and federal agents, and the Department of Justice and Attorney General willing to prosecute the mission to keep Americans safe. And President Trump has rightly stated that this heinous act will be investigated, and he has thanked the National Guard men and women and the men and women of law enforcement.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And off they go. Okie doke. All right. Thank you, Chris. Well, there you go. I mean, holy cow. Targeted shooting. Guy comes around the corner with a gun and starts shooting at two National Guardsmen in an ambush.
There were some Democratic activists in the last couple of weeks that were saying that the National Guard was rounding up black people. And Pete Hegseth just announced President Trump has ordered him to deploy another 500 guardsmen to D.C.
Wow. I mean, this is and again, who do we blame for this? The Democrat. You just mentioned that Slotkin chick. She's from Michigan. And they're doubling down now with Mark Kelly about how they were doing the right thing to say that there should be dissension in the military about obeying what they would consider an illegal order. And again, they're using those as in some kind of excuse that they say Donald Trump has illegally threatened to shoot Americans or something. Where the hell are they coming up with this stuff?
Yeah, rounding out American, rounding out black people, doing this and doing that. Yeah, I'm very interested to find out who this person is that shot these guardsmen and what the motive is.
Good.
As soon as they tell us who they are, we'll know what the motive is.
Yeah. And by the way, there finally is some Republican combat veteran reaction to try to counter it. And in fact, after the 5 o'clock news at the top, it's already 4:57. In fact, let's do a Flounders Funny here, Chris, and just say I owe you two here. But coming up, you'll also hear from one of our Georgia congressmen, a war veteran, about what happened with those freaking Democrats. And again, they were asking for it, and they got it. I guarantee you this guy, it's because of what's going on in America right now. The violent left has gone crazy. They're out of control. No leadership. All right. Flounders Funny. How about a little shakaroon?
My wife, she said to me, she said, you need to go see a priest. I said, yeah, I know. You need to tell him what you do for a living. I said, okay. Father, I perform. I'm a performer, and I have a really, tell him what you do. I have a really dirty act. And he said to me, he said, well, Robbie, you've got to think about maybe making some changes, do what you feel is right. If you pray about it, I'm sure you'll have the answer. I said, yeah, you're right. But it's pretty funny. Yeah, well, Rob, you're either serving the Lord or you're serving the world, and I think you know what the right choice is. I said, yeah. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to give as much money to the church now. Robbie, you've got to make the people laugh. The Lord will forgive you. I've already forgiven you 2 seconds ago.
That's Robbie somebody, is it?
Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider, of course. I didn't recognize his voice. I should. I'm clearly not... not something. God, 4:58 already. Kim Repeat and Flounder. It is Thanksgiving tomorrow, and it was on this day in 1789, on November 26th, President George Washington had declared this day as a day of general thanksgiving for the adoption of the U.S. Constitution. And this day was also the first ever national American holiday. And some rather bizarre examples of how people celebrate. In Indianapolis, people start an annual tradition of dressing a turkey in a baby onesie, dousing it in lighter fluid, attaching it to a long chain, lighting it on fire, and throwing it across the length of a football field. It started with a bunch of dudes who wanted to see a flaming turkey streak through the sky, and now they do it in Indianapolis every single Thanksgiving.
They don't do the pumpkin chunking thing anymore? I used to watch that every year.
I know. I guess nobody's doing it. It was a yearly thing. Maybe still. I don't know. We'll see.
Pumpkin chunking.
Coming up on 5 o'clock. Latest on the news and the Washington stuff, and also Holy Crap at Sports. We got tweets and Flounders Funnies to make up for. We got it all too. Kim Repeat and Christopher Flounder on almost Thanksgiving Day 106.3 right here.
Streaming across Georgia on the XTRA 106.3 app. This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. XTRA 106.3.
This is a Fox News alert. Guard members shot in D.C. I'm Lisa Brady.
2 of our brave members of the National Guard and the Department of War were brazenly attacked in a horrendous act of violence. They were shot. They're in critical condition.
FBI Director Kash Patel moments ago at a briefing on the shooting. It happened just a few hours ago near a subway stop, blocks from the White House. It's described as a targeted attack, and a suspect is in custody. The D.C. police chief just telling reporters
how the suspect was apprehended. As I said, the individual, the suspect, came around the corner. He immediately started firing a firearm at the 2 National Guard members. So at that time, there were other National Guard members that were in the area. They heard the gunfire. They actually were able to intervene and to kind of hold down the suspect after he had been shot on the ground until law enforcement got there within moments.
The suspect is also hospitalized. The West Virginia governor has said both injured soldiers are with his state's National Guard. Initially posting both had died, but again, they are now said to be in critical condition. President Trump deployed Guard members from multiple states to D.C. as part of a federal crackdown on crime. Wisconsin Republican Congressman and retired Navy SEAL Derek Van Orden just telling Fox.
I was in D.C. myself a few weeks ago. It's safer. Memphis is safer. St. Louis is becoming safer.
He says political rhetoric about the deployment gets more attention than the success of the mission. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth just announcing more troops will be sent to D.C.
President Trump has asked me, and I will ask the Secretary of the Army to the National Guard to add 500 additional troops, National Guardsmen, to Washington, D.C. This will only stiffen our resolve.
The president has been briefed on the shooting, posting earlier, God bless the military and law enforcement personnel. He is in Florida for Thanksgiving. America is listening to Fox News.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
Julia owed the IRS thousands.
I was paralyzed with fear.
Then
I heard a commercial for Optima Tax Relief.
Optima Tax Relief is the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and experts in the Fresh Start Initiative.
Optima Tax Relief settled my IRS tax bill.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
It was amazing.
Call 800-926-0155. 800-926-0155.
Optima Tax Relief.
Visit OptimaTaxRelief.com for details.
Help! Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of leg, ready on your dog target. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder's replacement for the day, of course. And a good thanks for yesterday and today. Chris filling in, who's the swim guy, teaching guy at MAAC Swimming Club, which you could sign up for, get your swimmers, boys and girls of all ages. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Chris for Flounder, 504. The 2 National Guardsmen are alive and being treated in the hospitals. Obviously, they're in serious critical condition. They caught the bad guy who shot him, and apparently, if you just joined us, apparently it was a targeted ambush. In Washington, D.C., broad daylight this afternoon, a half mile from the White House, somebody with a gun turned around the corner and shot 2 National Guardsmen. He was then shot by other National Guardsmen, apparently, or we're not sure who shot him. Somebody shot him, and Guardsmen rushed in there and captured him and held him for the cops, and he's in the hospital, too. So that's the latest on this stuff here. Freaking national. And you just heard Donald Trump sending 500 more troops to Washington, D.C. And again, Muriel Bowser, the mayor, who announced she is not running for re-election, also announced that the crime situation's better because of Donald Trump. She actually had to admit that when she was asked by reporters yesterday. So, and you just heard the update again, and they're alive, and they got the bad guy, and targeted shooting was it was an ambush. I mean, that's just unbelievable. Which kind of narrows down the motives. You know, it wasn't like they caught him, robbing an old lady, and they tried to stop him, and he fired back. I mean, this was a targeted ambush.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder what that was all about. Not too hard to figure that, especially after what's been happening with these freaking Mark Kelly and that slimy little girl we just talked about, Slotkin and whatever her name was, and all the rest, the 6 of them being investigated by the FBI. And now I finally, thank God, Republican combat veterans are urging people to stand strong after the Democrats' illegal orders message. Again, here, I'll try to wrap this up. I don't spend a lot of time about it. Yesterday afternoon, especially earlier today, was not my finest hour. And I was mixing up J.D. Vance, who was a Marine, and Pete Hegseth, who was a decorated Army soldier. Both of them went to war, and it was Pete Hegseth who was being attacked as a coward. And I kept looking at the Marine. The Marine who did it was a senator from Arizona. And again, in fact, there's a commentary, part of which I said the exact same thing yesterday, and I'm glad I'm not alone in this, and it was right before we even started. An article and a commentary about this guy from Mark Kelly and his buddy, senator from Arizona, this Gallegos, whatever his name is. Mark Kelly's even doubling down now, saying, I had decades of honorable service in the United States military, and so you have no right to criticize me as a traitor or an insurrectionist or anything like that. Well, here's this guy makes the point that clearly Kelly is still subject to the Uniform Code of Military Justice. And let's remember, as I mentioned the day this thing came out, Benedict Arnold was a hero before he became a traitor. President Trump or his subordinates, they were saying, implied that Donald Trump was going to issue illegal orders if he hadn't already. The spot plainly risks encouraging soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines to disobey legal orders, perhaps covertly, like a guy like Chelsea Manning. Or maybe ongoing deployment near Venezuela. How about this? Elise Slotkin, that chick we mentioned and Pete was talking about from Michigan, went to Hollywood. Here's how she described what could happen. She talked about the freaking movies. She's stammering away saying, if you look at popular culture, if you watch A Few Good Men, we have plenty of examples where people were told to follow illegal orders. Hey, bitch, it was a freaking movie. My God, what's the matter with you? They'll do anything. She's crediting a movie with saying why America should be ready to watch out for Donald Trump trying to kill innocent Americans to make the military do things that are illegal. It's just unbelievable. And by the way, wrapping this up, I'm sorry to spend too much time on this. Sowing confusion was the video's clear purpose by the Democrats, even if it was mainly aimed to scare civilians who don't know how carefully the modern military educates its own about what constitutes a legal order. The senator is the one who's being feckless about protecting the Constitution by citing a service record, Mark Kelly, pretending that cutting that spot was the action of a hero, not a scoundrel. He's doubling down on the original offense. It was a low, passive-aggressive smear, dishonoring the spirit of his oath of service, whether or not it violates the letter of the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Obviously, they knew better. The GOP finally did respond. And in fact, two things. Zach Nunn from Iowa is a Republican congressman. He's flown combat missions. Says, I know what happens when people disobey an order. This cannot happen to the men and women who are serving right now. Rich McCormick, Gulf War veteran here in Georgia, congressman, criticizing Kelly's role in the video. What he said was egregious for a lot of reasons. I thought it was very dishonest of him to say, we have your back. No, you don't. No, you don't. The Democrats' video was absolutely political. Elise Slotkin, we just talked about her, posted a video saying the president's directing the FBI to target us, exactly why we made this video in the first place. He believes in weaponizing the federal government against his perceived enemies and doesn't believe laws apply to him or his cabinet. That's what you people did for the last 8 years. Trump is politicizing the DOJ? Oh, my God. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. Anyway, freaking idiots. All right. I mean, seriously. And now somebody targeted, ambushed, shot 2 National Guardsmen today near the White House today, broad daylight. I can't wait to find out the motive and who did it and why and who's linked to him and what groups he's with and his social media accounts and you're taking messages from the Democrats. I mean, this is all got to be linked to one, main thing. Anyway, some good news from Donald Trump. That slimy former Fulton County DA, the uppity schmuppity Fannie the Floozy Willis, has now lost the case entirely. She got kicked out of the thing. Well, Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee threw out the case entirely against Donald Trump and more than a dozen of his allies for the thing in the 2020 election interference case here in Fulton County. And Fannie the Floozy, one was having an affair with another guy and then put him on the payroll. Nathan Wade, remember that stuff? Special prosecutor. Yeah. Well, Fannie got kicked off the case. So did he. We got a new Scandalakis took over with the prosecuting attorney's counsel and said, no, we can't do this case. We're not going to win it. Nobody's going to. I mean, it shouldn't have been brought in the first place. Just one big freaking scandal. So now it's all gone. And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the Georgia law, the governor signed a law which allows victims of a wrongful prosecution to sue for legal benefit money, for lawyers' fees. So maybe Donald Trump can actually sue Fulton County to get the money back he had to spend to defend himself. And all those other guys, too. Do it. Please do it. Anyway. All right. One more thing. We got Holy Crap of Sports coming. Oh, you know what? Let me do this. I'm going to talk about Donald Trump talking to a reporter. I got two different versions of two different stories on the same story issue of Donald Trump and that New York Times reporter, which might be kind of funny to talk about in a minute. First of all, before we're going to sports in a second. Joy Reid, who got kicked off MSNBC, is now doing podcast or something or other, has to be one of the most despicable, disgraceful, shameful, scuzzbag skanks who's ever lived and ever been in the media. And this girl went to Harvard. I think she majored in postal painting and advertising slogans. I'm fairly sure what's her major. Joy Reid now says she said J.D. Vance is planning to dump his wife and get a white one because she's Indian American, and they can't have a successor to MAGA be a guy with a brown Hindu wife, said Joy Reid. And they're Christian nationalists. That ain't going to work. He's going to put his wife under the bus. Maybe Usha's even in on it. Playing slap and tickle with Erica Kirk, the weirdest crap I've ever seen. I've had it, said Jennifer Welsh on the show with Joy Reid, holding on the back of his head and rubbing his head that Erica Kirk did when he oh God, I mean, you remember when she addressed the crowd at Turning Point? You're supposed to be a widow and you're wearing leather pants. That's not widow gear, said Joy Reid. I mean, my God.
What a evil soulless
Jesus. And she said,
a woman attacking another woman,
yeah,
too.
And she said, and another woman of color. Wouldn't it be the most perfect fairy tale, MAGA fairy tale, if he finally sees the light that he needs a white queen instead of that brown Hindu?
Wow.
Jesus, he needs a white. She thinks, well, he should marry Erica Kirk and he'd get a white queen instead of that brown Hindu, calling the vice president of the United States wife a brown Hindu who should be dumped for political purposes?
I guess she's not black enough for Joy Reid.
Oh, my God.
You know that whole thing, that whole thing about light skin versus dark skin.
That's right. Mulattoes and what we call them, the high yellows. All like the vicious, horrible things they say about them.
And that's black on black.
Yeah,
right
that's
there,
black people.
that.
Yeah, that's right.
But not of course, his wife.
No.
She's not. She's Indian. But I'm just saying.
Unbelievable.
But Joy Reid's doing is something that's just despicable.
They have a dark hole in their soul. I mean, there's a bad place in them. All right, 5:14. Sorry, literally, Kimmer Pete and Christopher Flounder. Good Lord. All right, we got stuff. Here, hold on. Pete Sports coming.
Support the advertisers and partners that share your values. Give our extra advertisers the first shot to earn your business. They will deliver for you every time and support the extra community like no one else. Connect with all of our partners online at XTRA 106.3.com.
Okay, so right now through the rest of the year, you're going to save a whole bundle of stuff, money and stuff at Atlanta Safe House. New location, Union Hill Road in Alpharetta. And I'll tell you what, Mark's been telling this for a long time, no sales tax on any gun safes at Atlanta Safe House, period. Rebates and discounts through the end of the year. And again, there's top brands, Browning. In fact, they have more a selection of Browning and Fort Knox safes than anybody in the entire southeastern United States. Great deals all the time. And again, pistol safes, gun safes, no sales tax. They have safes where you make sure you can put bows and arrows and jewelry and stuff like that. They can build you a vault door, barrel racks, file organizers, jewelry. And by the way, guys, how about a little jewelry safe for that sweet lady in your life? And then you put a little something like, little Solomon Brothers jewels in there or something and give her a little surprise. It'll be sweet and little love notes. Come on, you're killing me. She'll love that stuff. Seriously. And you're going to save a bundle right through the end of the year. Rebates and specials. Tell them that Kimber sent you. Look them up, what they can do for you. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas, AtlantaSafehouse.com.
The holidays are about moments that last forever. At Solomon Brothers Jewelers, every piece of jewelry tells a story, your story. Whether it's a sparkling engagement ring or a gift that says, I love you, we're here to make this season magical with exclusive holiday offers you won't want to miss. From bezel set jewelry in trendy yellow gold to essentials for that layered look. Explore our holiday gift guides or schedule your appointment at SolomonBrothers.com. And don't forget to check out our holiday specials, like our famous diamond studs starting at $9.99. It seems like every year, everything gets more expensive, except here. A 3/4 carat diamond pendant for just $14.99. 3 Atlanta locations in Buckhead, Alpharetta, and Sharpsburg. One tradition of excellence. Book your customized shopping experience today at SolomonBrothers.com. Solomon Brothers, where luxury meets love.
Hi, it's Los, here with Tom Mitchell, the Honest Car Guy. Tom, you are changing the way people are buying their next pre-owned car or truck. How are you doing it?
You know, Los, we found a better way for customers to buy a car. An honest way, a very transparent way. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee.
How do you prove that?
We even prove it to you by giving you a copy of the bill of sale at the end of the deal.
How much can people save when they buy their next vehicle with the Honest Car Guy?
I've saved people upwards of $20,000 and $30,000. I mean, it really depends on the year, the make, the model of the car, and the price of the car. You know, on a $15,000 car, I can't save you $20,000. We can probably save you $2,000 or $3,000. But it's through the course of the whole sale. The big one here that people don't realize, the financing. You go into the dealership, they tell you your rate's 9%. Well, really, it's probably 7% because they're allowed to make 2 points on there. The Honest Car Guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car.
Folks, if you want to save thousands on your next pre-owned car or truck, try the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME1 or honestcarguy.com.
Hi, Megan here with Southern Exteriors. In this holiday season, we're excited to give back by transforming a neighbor's home with a free, brand new James Hardy siding installation. No gimmicks, no fine print. You can enter for yourself or nominate a deserving friend, family member, or neighbor whose home could truly use it. But don't wait. Entries close December 1st. To nominate, go to southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
That was 1998. Hulk Hogan said, I'm quitting wrestling and running for president in 2000. 4 years later, Hulk Hogan was back in wrestling. Yes. And now, sponsored by RBM of Atlanta. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
The College Football Playoff Committee continues to mystify and astound fans and coaches with their complete inadequacy in their jobs.
Oh, no. What?
The ins and outs of the game seem to elude these people, these so-called football experts. Once again, they have Ohio State first, then Indiana, Texas A&M, Georgia's fourth, Texas Tech fifth.
Okay.
But somehow, Oregon has jumped over Ole Miss into the sixth place. The Ducks' signature win came at home over a 19th-ranked Southern Cal. The Rebels beat 8th-ranked Oklahoma in Norman and obliterated 24th-ranked Tulane. The committee claims that if Lane Kiffin leaves Mississippi before the playoffs, the team will not be punished by being moved down or taking a home game away from them. Yet Ole Miss's only loss was a close one in Athens to UGA October 18th. They haven't lost since, and the committee has demoted them twice in 2 weeks.
Well, I don't get what's that got to do with Lane Kiffin? Why would they even add that in there? I mean, these people are unbelievable.
Well, last year, the year before, Florida State's quarterback got hurt, and they demoted them. They kept them out of the playoffs.
I remember that.
So people saying, well, you need to do that if the coach isn't going to be there. And they said, well, we know what will happen if the quarterback isn't there. We don't know what will happen if the coach isn't there. It doesn't make a lot of sense either way. And it gets worse. Somehow, number 9 Notre Dame is ahead of Alabama. And ahead of Miami, the team that's 12th that beat Notre Dame earlier in the season.
Right.
BYU is 11th, Vanderbilt 14th, Texas 16th, Tennessee 19th, Pitt 22nd, and Georgia Tech 23rd. Michael Penix Jr. had his knee surgery yesterday. Coach Raheem Morris says it went well. Drake London doubtful for the Jets game on Sunday.
Oh, man.
Falcons kicker Zane Gonzalez named the NFC Special Teams Player of the Week. Excellent. Gonzalez responsible for 10 of Atlanta's points as the Falcons snapped their 5-game losing streak, a 24-10 victory in New Orleans. In addition to an extra point, he made field goals from 41, 54, and 56 yards out. The Falcons also nominated inside linebacker Caden Ellis for the 2025 Art Rooney Sportsmanship Award. The annual award recognizes individuals around the league who exemplify outstanding sportsmanship, hence the name.
Outstanding.
All right. South Florida coach Alex Golish is reportedly leaving Tampa to take the Arkansas job. I love the Ozarks, but talk about a culture change. From the sultry warmth of the Gulf to the chilly climes of Fayetteville. Golish's wife is from Arkansas, which should help keep them warm in the land of opportunity.
Well, we hope so.
Or the nature state, or whatever they're calling themselves these days. Former Falcons head coach Jim Moore Jr. is leaving Connecticut for Colorado State. Moore took UConn to 3 bowls in 4 seasons. He was head coach at UCLA for 6 years, has a 73-53 record as a college head. Moore also coached Seattle in the NFL as well as Atlanta. He was actually 26-22 here with the Falcons, but if you need a definition of the word smug, all you had to do was look at him or talk to Jim Moore Jr. I remember the first day he was introduced with the Falcons. I can't remember if it was Swanee or Flowery Branch, but we drove up there, me and the late, great Miller Pope, and after we heard Jim Moore Jr. speak, Miller looked at me and said, uh-oh. And it was so true. For 38 years, life of Lee Corso had just embodied college football, gallivanting around the country as part of ESPN's College Game Day show. But since retiring in August, the 90-year-old is having a rough time adjusting to his new sedate life. Talking to a Florida TV station, Corso said, quote, I can't watch College Game Day. I can't get used to it. I'm not working anymore. I used to fly all over. It sucks. End quote.
Wow. And he's what, 92, I think?
He's 90, I think.
90-something.
Wow. It's kind of sad.
Holy.
Passed him on it. Meanwhile, the Pope is about to beatify Shedeur Sanders, if you're to believe the craziness coming out of some people's mouths. Sanders won his NFL debut with Cleveland last weekend. Woohoo! He's a quarterback for the Cleveland Browns.
Hey, there you go.
Played decent enough to win. Given the right system, he could be a good NFL quarterback. But his arm strength or lack of it may keep him from being great. But don't tell that to the sycophants in the black media. And I call it the black media because some are going out of their way to say there has to be black separate everything these days, including media. Take ESPN football analyst Kendrick Perkins, please. He's compared Shedeur to Barack Obama.
Oh, God.
Quote, he's bringing the whole black community together. I ain't ran across one black person that done said one bad thing about Shedeur. That's because he has the balance. He has the balance of that I'm arrogant, but I'm humble too. He's having fun with this. He's the most powerful black man in sports.
Oh, my God.
As a matter of fact, he's the most powerful player in sports, end quote.
Dear God.
When did Lamar Jackson stop existing?
LeBron James.
Anybody. There are 9 of them. I got off the top of my head. Even,
He's a quarterback for the Cleveland effing Browns.
Cleveland Browns, yeah. I didn't know he was gay and married to a tranny.
Not to mention that the starting quarterback isn't white.
Yeah.
There.
Myles Garrett is probably the best player in the NFL.
Yeah.
Nobody knows that.
Yeah.
Because he's on the Browns.
And by the way, he just got his picture taken kissing Chloe Kim, that Olympic magnificent girl journalist. A gymnast. They apparently are an item now. They're actually a couple.
Yeah.
Good for him.
He's pulling pretty good there in Cleveland.
Yeah.
But it gets worse, Kimmer.
No, really? Oh, no. I get what you mean.
Emmanuel Acho from FS1 goes even more loco.
Oh, boy.
Talking about Shadur Sanders, Acho says, quote, Shadur Sanders has galvanized so much of black America because Shadur Sanders is currently the public sports face of oppression. Shadur Sanders should have been a first-round pick. He ends up going to the 5th round to the Cleveland Browns. The NFL is colluding against him. The white man is trying to hold him down, end quote.
Oh, my God. Just get over yourself. That's
literally
disgusting.
saying the white man is trying to hold Shadur Sanders down.
You know, it was the white people elected a black guy president twice, you idiot.
All because he beat the Raiders.
God.
Yeah, the Raiders.
Yeah.
This face of oppression grew up with a millionaire famous daddy. You may have heard of him, Deion Sanders, something.
Yeah.
Shadur was a very good college quarterback, but his path of oppression was greased by his daddy being his head coach. I think at 2 different colleges. Even though he does,
he's a good player. I mean, but still.
He's good.
Yeah.
By race and rage-baiting media morons saying stupid things like this, Perkins and Acho make a mockery of all the people who were really oppressed in their lifetimes in the past and anyone who still might be experiencing that today. It's an absolute joke by saying a quarterback in the NFL is oppressed.
Yeah, it's disgraceful.
Yeah. I don't know what's sadder, saying things like this for clicks or really believing this bull shark.
Well, they're also once again trying to divide America. There's no way that this could be anything other than hate speech to blame and anger and attack and belittle and ridicule half of the
Acho attacked white people.
Yeah,
he came out by name attacking white people.
Yeah, and deliberately done. I mean,
made it racist. Yeah. Meanwhile, Dallas receiver George Pickens has deleted an Instagram post mocking Philadelphia fans.
Oh boy!
Pickens posted, and I cleaned this quote up. Weak-ass Philly fans, N-words known for sandwiches.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, he ain't lying.
I believe that.
Well, he made a steak sandwich after him, you know.
I tell you what, before Falcons-Eagles game once, I did a taste test on the morning show between Geno's and Pat's.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I liked both of them.
Yeah, well, you can't help liking. Geez.
Who you got, Geno's or Pat?
I don't have any. I love them all. They put too many onions. I take a lot of the onions out, but I love Philly cheesesteaks, but I don't like a lot of onions in them. They don't like me, put it that way.
Pardon my take tweets. After like 10 weeks in the NFL season, fans should be able to vote on which teams should no longer be considered for primetime games.
I like that idea.
No more Raiders.
Great idea.
Well, yeah, but they never be able to do it in time to have to schedule it.
Well, the Cowboys are getting better, so that's actually entertaining at the moment. Yeah. Remember yesterday when we laughed and laughed about the poor NBA team that had lost to a 1-15 Washington squad?
Yeah.
Well, now the Wizards are 2-15 after squashing the 6th-place Hawks 132-113 last night in D.C. I looked up. I was watching the Bowling Green UMass extravaganza, a 4-team win against actually it was a 3-team win against a 0-team win. And I looked at the score. I'll click onto the Hawks after this game is over, and they were losing like 32-8. Yeah.
Jeez.
Porzingis led with 22 points.
Wow.
College basketball, big game on Black Friday. I guess we're, differentiating the days now.
Yeah, that's right.
A top 15 matchup between the Huskies of UConn against Illinois in Madison Square Garden. Connecticut coach Dan Hurley asked about his team's eating habits for Thanksgiving the day before a game.
Have a great Thanksgiving to everyone out there. We're going to celebrate our Thanksgiving on Wednesday. As a team, we're going to eat what's in the turkey, Bobby? No. What makes people sleepy?
Tryptophan.
Tryptophan. So we're not going to eat the tryptophan on Thursday and be sluggish as on Friday. So we're going to eat the tryptophan, the turkey and everything on Wednesday so that all the tryptophan is out of our system by the time we get to MSG.
Very clever.
Can't stand that guy.
Yeah, he's entertaining. Dan Hurley better not see anyone holding a turkey leg or jamming a turkey sandwich in their pie hole after today.
Wow.
The poor Minutemen of UMass last night, as I said, they completed their season 0-12. Their first full season winless year in program history. They were during COVID. They were like 0-4. Yeah. They were outscored 463 points to 133. Your mathing shows that's 330 points difference.
Yeah, it's like 40-10 every game. That's not good.
Yeah. Did you know that since 1966, only 2 years has a Thanksgiving Day NFL game not been played in Dallas by the Cowboys? Did you know that?
2 times in how many years?
Just twice. And since 1966.
Wow.
49 years.
Huh.
The tradition of the, 59 years if it's 66, right? Yeah. The tradition of the Lions in Detroit on Turkey Day started in 1934, has been played every year there except for like a 5-year span. What 5-year span?
World War II.
That's right, 39 to 44. We weren't even in the damn war to 41, but still, anyway. Yeah. Blitz, Boise State's official kickoff tee retrieving dog, retiring after 5 years of service.
No.
Blitz's sister Bourbon will take over.
Oh, okay.
Blitz looks like a black Labrador, so it looks like.
I love dogs, and so I love dogs going to get the bat after baseball games and stuff, and bring it back to the bench. I love dogs involved. I think that's cool. Everybody should have a dog sports.
If Lane Kiffin leaves, I think we should all get as Rebel fans Juice the dog.
There
he
you
should
go.
stay with us in Oxford. On this day in sports history, November 26, 1937, Manhattan Merry-Go-Around. Or Go Round, a musical comedy featuring Joe DiMaggio as himself, premiered. On the set, the Yankee Clipper meets Dorothy Arnold, becomes his first wife and the mother of his only child, Joe Jr.
Wow.
And in 1963, 22-year-old Pete Rose still shares a room with his brother in their childhood home 7 miles from Crosley Field in Cincinnati, named the National League Rookie of the Year. Still living with
lived at home with his brother. Oh, man. It almost made him sound human until he grew up a little bit.
The man's gone.
I know. He's a wonderful, wonderful fellow and everything.
God rest his soul.
Well, 5:32, Kevin Payton, Christopher Flounder, and so much more coming up here. Another Flounder's Funny. And in fact, I owe you two. Let's do one coming back. We'll do one at the end, too. I owe you a We can't deny Flounder's Funnies on the day before Thanksgiving.
Put one in the end.
Oh, that's what she said. Oh, no. 5:32, Kevin Payton and Christopher Flounder.
The Kimmer Show is live until 6 p.m. and Extra 106.3 has the rest of your night covered with Jesse Kelly up next. Fox Across America with Jimmy Vela at 9 p.m. and The Guy Benson Show at midnight. All live on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Okie dokie, you got your family rolling into town for the holidays, and they're going to look at your house from the outside and say, are those windows or just some cloudy, drafty old things you got on the outside of your home? Well, I got some great news for you. My buddy Jeff worked with him and his lovely bride like 20-something years ago. Peach State Windows. They've got a holiday deal that'll knock your socks off. How about 8 premium Energy Star double hung replacement windows installed for just $39.95. 8 windows installed for under $4,000. That's an unbelievable deal. Check it out yourself compared to what those big national guy type stuff. Please, you're killing me. These are top tier, high efficiency windows. Make your home look sharp, feel warm, save you money. Jeff's a family owned business type guy. Been doing this thing for more than 50 years. They know our homes, they know our weather, and they know how to make you happy by offering you stuff like 0% financing for 12 months. How about that? 8 premium windows installed for under $4,000. Holy cow, here's the number. 770-485-8011. Check them out. Tell them the Kemper sent you. PeachStateWindows.com.
Find your perfect Ford today at Jim Ellis Ford, Sandy Springs. Home to one of Atlanta's largest selections of new and used vehicles. They're just 4 miles north of 285 on Roswell Road.
Stop by today to explore their incredible inventory of cars, trucks, and SUVs, each thoroughly vetted to meet the highest standards.
Looking for power and performance? Drive home a legendary Mustang or conquer the great outdoors in the rugged Bronco.
Need family-friendly space? The Explorer and Expedition have you covered. Or experience the capability and strength of America's best-selling truck, the F-150.
And when it's time to finance, their straightforward, hassle-free process ensures your experience is stress-free.
With access to numerous lenders and expert guidance, they'll help you find the best rates and terms to fit your budget.
Which Ford will you drive home next? Find out at Jim Ellis Ford, Sandy Springs, or visit them online at jimellisford.com.
Your Ford dreams are waiting. Make them a reality today at Atlanta's favorite Ford dealer, Jim Ellis Ford, Sandy Springs.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
This is Window Nation, your source for affordable replacement windows at the highest quality. So if your old windows have you boiling in the summer and freezing in the winter, you need the pros at Window Nation with installation precision and experience that are second to none. Their custom windows are guaranteed to be a perfect fit, and they're backed by the best warranty in the industry. Go to getwindownation.com or call 866-90NATION for your free estimate. And for a limited time, get 50% off all window styles, plus pay no interest for 5 years.
The only thing better than covering all these Trump wins is watching the left implode over it.
Donald Trump, he's entertaining the world while he's changing the whole freaking planet.
XTRA 106.3 is committed to bring you the news you care about most. From Atlanta legends and conservative voices you've relied on for a generation. Proud to be Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station. XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
Look out now. Kimmer Pete and Christopher Flounder on 106.3.
We don't need no education.
Yeah, we don't need that. We got a lot of stuff in place. And on this day in 1988,
We don't need no thought control.
Russian cosmonauts aboard Soyuz 7 took into space a cassette copy, minus the actual cassette box for weight reasons. The cosmonauts Soyuz 7 took the latest Pink Floyd album, Delicate Sound of Thunder, and played it in orbit. And that means on this day in 1988, Pink Floyd was the first rock band to be played in space. David Gilmour and Nick Mason both attended the launch of the spacecraft. 1988, huh? That'd be kind
Shame
of
they
cool.
couldn't put Roger Waters in there and leave him up there.
He was a weird duck,
piece
you
of
know. It's a strange. I don't know anything about him really, but I know he's a weird freaking.
David Gilmour is the heart and soul and talent of Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, birthday list includes Scott Adsit. You don't know the name, maybe. Scott Adsit is 60. He was what they say here is the beautiful balding Pete Hornberger on 30 Rock.
Yeah. He's a voiceover guy. He did the Big Six cartoon, which is a pretty good movie.
Very talented guy, and he was great in that role. That was one of the greatest series TV sitcoms of all time. I mean, there are very few that are any better. I mean, if you made a list of 10, that's got to be on there. Let's see, a couple of quick history thing. Was on this day in 1942, President Franklin Roosevelt ordered nationwide gasoline rationing. Coming up on this year, 1942. And speaking of war service, 1969, November 26th, on this day, 1969, there was a bill establishing the draft lottery signed by President Richard Nixon in response to the Vietnam War. The draft applied to men born between January 1944 and December 1950. That would be men aged 19 to 26. This version of the lottery was a change from the previous draft the oldest man first. The first Vietnam draft call was held on December 1st, 1969. The last Vietnam draft call was in 1972. I was already in. I think knew what was coming. Anyway, Kevin Pete and Christopher Floundier, and this is Thanksgiving tomorrow. And just
before you get to that, you wanted to do a funny.
Oh God, that's right. I'm sorry, I just got so distracted. Now, see, Chris, I appreciate it very much. Flounder's funny. I owe you one. Here it is right now. Thank you.
Here, she came home a couple months ago. She's like, met a great couple. They invited us to their home for a dinner party. In my head, I'm like, it sounds terrible. I don't want. I have an allergic reaction to people I don't like. I right away I feel it. I itch. But not everything's an argument. So I told my wife, when's it? Saturday night? My night off? Yeah, love to go. All strangers? Everybody's gonna be a stranger? So we get in the car, we start to drive. The whole ride there, she's promoting the couple. It's her couple. She's got to talk them up. She's like, you're going to love these two. She's an interior designer. She is so creative. You're going to love the guy, too. He's a stay-at-home dad. I didn't grow up with the stay-at-home dad community. You don't really find that in the Italian culture. You rarely hear a woman go, Gino's at home with the kid. No, he doesn't work. He just watches Peppa Pig with the kid.
Who's that there, Chris?
Sebastian Mancotti.
Ah, there you go. Maniscalco, I think it's called.
Manicotti?
Maniscalco. Sebastian Maniscalco, isn't that
I
that
think
close?
So.
Yeah,
that's his last name. Manicotti? That was an Italian slur, sir.
No, it is Manicotti. That's what it says on our thing in the file.
You realize there's a few Italians down the hall to the left that could have some words with you.
Yeah, well, and by the way, my first wife's mother was named Parmi Scianfrini, and her father was Gregorio Russo.
I will spell it out for you, too, if you do not believe me. It is Manicotti.
That's Manicotti.
Manicotti. I'll bet you.
Did Flounder put Manicotti in there?
I don't know. That is what the name of the file is. That's all I got.
I'll bet he
I
did
love
it.
Manicotti, just for
anyway. Kimber, Pete, and Chris, and our friend Manicotti here with the thing here. It is a quick update on the Thanksgiving, and then the latest on the Washington shooting here before we run out of time. Thanksgiving tomorrow, and it's supposed to be a time when we, have a family together and talk about good things and happiness and being together and unity and stuff like that. Well, that's not the way they do it in educational institutions. Washington University in St. Louis, promoting an event that highlights and honors the way different cultures recognize and understand Thanksgiving. According to what no longer is the current present day, they want to actively contribute to inclusive and equitable practices that influence individual and systematic change. These schools want to have continuing events aimed at exploring the narratives justifying land grabs by colonialism, including a viewing of a TV show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where students travel in rental cars to the National Indigenous Day of Mourning in Plymouth, Massachusetts. At UMass, they have Thursday, the Day of Mourning. an annual demonstration to educate the public about Native Americans in the United States, notably the Wampanoag and other tribes, dispelling myths about the Thanksgiving story and raising awareness toward the ongoing struggles facing Native American tribes. University American, Harvesting the Truth, Colonial Disruptions of Indigenous Food Systems and the Myths of Thanksgiving. Albuquerque Public Schools. Many Native people do not celebrate Thanksgiving because it's a reminder of the genocide of millions of Native people, the appropriation of Native lands, and the erasure of indigenous cultures. That's in the Albuquerque public school system.
Tell me you don't know history without telling me you don't know history.
And by the way, there's been more discussion now about that Ken Burns thing, the revolution or Revolutionary War, whatever.
It's
woke. It's very woke. It's all of a sudden.
Well, it's Ken Burns.
Yeah, I've seen a couple minutes of it, but I've been reading a lot about it, and what I noticed when I first started watching it was it seemed to him that suddenly that the Indians were in charge of making sure that America became a country or something. I don't know how they what this tribal thing.
Well, there's the Iroquois Confederation, all that going on.
That was a thing.
We patterned a lot of what we did after what they were doing.
Yeah.
That's true.
Meeting rooms. And yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff that I've been reading, too, about is like, wait a minute, what history are you looking at?
Yeah, this was exactly the same thing.
I mean, I'm sure some of it's good. He does a good job, except he always has a liberal spin on things. He always does.
Yes, he does. And that is beautifully done. Very quickly, Kash Patel, FBI director, says those two National Guardsmen were ambushed. They were shot. They are in critical condition. They are not dead. They have the gunman. He was shot in the hospital. Donald Trump, by the way, quickly says... the individuals did it as an animal will pay a very steep price. Regardless, will pay a very steep price. And we got to God bless our military and National Guard. Two guardsmen shot. They are alive. 5:46. Kevin Pete and Christopher Flounder. We're wrapping it up right before Thanksgiving. Hope you're doing great here. Look out.
Stream Atlanta's only conservative voice anywhere you go with the Extra 106.3 app. Now equipped with Apple CarPlay. That means you'll always have Extra's crystal clear HD stream right on your dashboard no matter where you are. Download the all-new Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for True Prep. The weather's cooler, but the deals are getting hotter at True Prep's fall clearance sale. Take advantage of markdowns across every department, from firearms to prepping products, and save up to 66%. Don't wait, these deals won't last. And once they're gone, they're gone. Go to trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com and click the fall clearance sale banner at the top of the page to see all the items on sale. These deals are only good in store and while supplies last. So hurry into True Prep today.
Get a great deal on a new Subaru and give back. It's really that easy. For every new Subaru bought or leased during the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru of Gwinnett will make a donation to national and local charities that our owners care about. The Subaru Share the Love event has supported more than 2,700 hometown charities, and by the end of our 18th year, Subaru and retailers like Subaru of Gwinnett will have donated more than $350 million to charity. It's the reason why we say Subaru of Gwinnett is more than a car dealer. We always go the extra mile for our community, and during the 2025 Subaru Share the Love event, you get a great vehicle and support a great cause. With every new Subaru purchased or leased, Subaru will donate $250 to your choice of charities. Additionally, for every Subaru vehicle routine visit during the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru of Gwinnett will donate $5 to our hometown charity. But it's only happening now through January 2nd, so hurry in to Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard in Duluth, and online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Join Daniel Madelon, CEO of A Second Chance Bail Bonds, and co-host Tug Cowart as they bring together law enforcement, justice insiders, and voices from every part of the justice system, victims, advocates, and people who've turned their lives around. sound. It's not PR, it's not fluff. It's an honest talk about what's working, what's broken, and how to build a better path forward, one second chance at a time. This week's guest is partner at Ross & Pines, one of Atlanta's leading criminal defense firms, Noah Pines. Justice Unfiltered. Unfiltered, informed, and unbiased.
It's midnight and the phone rings. It's a loved one calling from jail. They had a little too much fun at the holiday party and got pulled over. Now what? Time to call A Second Chance Bail Bonds. A Second Chance will get your loved one home quickly. For 20 years, they've been helping folks with 12 locations across Metro Atlanta and Birmingham and are available 24/7. For fast, professional, discreet services, call 404-BAILOUT. That's 404-BAILOUT or visit atlbail.com. A Second Chance Bail Bonds. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Fall is in the air, and Central Heating and Air Conditioning is making it the perfect time to upgrade your comfort. For a limited time, you get up to $2,100 in rebates and 60 months, 0% financing with approved credit. That's right, savings up front and no interest for 5 whole years. A brand new carrier system from Central delivers dependability, efficiency, and comfort every family deserves. Central Heating and Air Conditioning have set the standard in heating and cooling for over 3 generations. And now's your chance to bring that comfort home with the best savings of the season. These dual incentives don't come around often, so act now. Call 770-GET-HEAT today. That's 770-GET-HEAT. Or visit centralheat.com, centralheat.com. Upgrade your comfort, lock in your savings, and turn to your Atlanta carrier experts. Central Heating and Air Conditioning.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Okay, who just opened your Obamacare or Marketplace renewal and almost fell off that chair? Hey, 35%, and it's not even any better? You're not crazy. They keep jacking the premium and giving you less. I don't know about this stuff, but I know who does. I go to Steven, the health insurance doctor. I send people there because he's been doing this 16 years. He wins awards for this stuff. He helps the self-employed, 1099, small business owners, the people actually paying for their own insurance. You bet you're going to get corporate-style coverage, nationwide PPO. How about lower zero deductibles, plans that pay you cash benefits when you use them? And he does it all around the year round there because, you know what, he's independent. He's got multiple carriers to quote. A lot of you are going to see that premium go right down instead of up. And in some cases, saving us 60% over that renewal number. He works for you, not Washington. Here's the number, 678-523-0759. 678-523-0759. Or go to healthinsurancedoctor.net. It's Steven, not a call center. Your plan, your savings, and tell him the Kibber sent you. Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
Everybody knows where you go when the sun goes down.
Well, in 1958,
I think you only live to see the light.
Johnny Cash made his debut.
I wasted my time when I would try.
Debuted in the country chart.
Lights have lost their glow. You cry.
The song was Cry, Cry, Cry. Made it to number 14, his debut on the country charts in 1958. Johnny Cash's next 7 singles would all go to make the top 10 with I Walk the Line and There You Go, both hitting number 1. Johnny Cash. Let's see. Our birthday list includes, we got here. God, now where the hell did it go? Wait a minute now. Here we go. Hafthor Bjornsson is 37. Hafthor was the guy who played the Mountain on Game of Thrones.
Also holds the world record for deadlift.
Is that correct? I didn't know that. Yeah. What, like 600 pounds or 1,000 pounds or it's got to be up there pretty good.
I don't remember what it is off the top of my head.
I'll be damned. Anyway, so Hafthor Bjornsson is 37 years old today. And, oopsie-daisy, on this day in history, we're going to do tweets here in a second. On this day in history, archaeologists enter the tomb of the King Tut, the boy king, King Tut, and Steve Martin with his King Tut, and then the Bengals walk like an Egyptian, or all kind of funny things. Anyway, Howard Carter and this guy, Lord Carnarvon, were the first souls to enter King Tut's tomb after more than 3,000 years of burial chambers, miraculously intact, thousands of priceless objects, including a solid gold coffin containing the mummy of the teenage king. He died a decade with the age of 18, enthroned in 1333. But nobody really knew much about the location of his tomb. They found it in, I don't know, God knows, hundreds of years later. They broke through a mud brick door, saw the passageway to the tomb. Robbers had tried to get into the structure, but they didn't find another tomb area. So this guy Carter and his friend took a candle, looked behind him and said, "Can you see anything?" He said, "Yes, wonderful things indeed." Monumental excavation process, 4-room tomb, took years. Thousands of objects, statuary, furniture, clothes, a chariot, weapons, objects that shed brilliant light on the culture and history of Egypt. 3 coffins nested within the giant stone sarcophagus. Inside the final coffin, made out of solid gold, the mummified body of the king preserved more than 3,000 years. And most of those things are now in a museum in Cairo. Holy cow. 5:55, Kimmer Pete and Christopher
got
Flounder.
Thomas on the phone.
Oh, hold on. Thomas, take a priority on the radio, man. What's up?
Hey, Kimmer, can you hear me, sir?
I heard you on radio. Thanks for joining us, Thomas. What's up?
Hey, brother, I just wanted to say thank you for what you do, not only for this country, but what you do for talk radio. You and Pete and Flounder, and I forget the fill-in guy's name.
Chris. Yes, sir.
Chris, thank him as well, brother. I've been listening to you, I swear, since I was 2 years old, riding in the backseat of my mom's car. And that's been a long damn time.
Well,
but, man, thank you for doing what you do. We love you, and I hope all of y'all have a very blessed and happy Thanksgiving.
Thomas, thank you. Bless you, sir, for your very kind words. We're honored. I promise you, we're honored and humbled. 5:56. And now, a little something here we call little Pete's Tweets here as we're running out of time. Pete Davis, all right, what's going on here? What do you got there, sir?
All right, just give you one.
Right.
Mike points out that over the past 20 years, the price of flat-screen TVs has collapsed.
Yeah.
The government never once stepped in with subsidies, price controls, mandates, or 5-year plans to make TVs more affordable. This is not a coincidence.
Yeah, good point. Very good point.
Free market.
That's right. That's right. And how about one more? Babylon Bee. Donald Trump sadly announces a dog ate the Epstein files, and then the dog was lost in a boating accident, and then the boat was nuked. So it's just, we're not going to get this thing with a total thing there. 5:56 already. Holy. In fact, well, we're basically done. We got a Flounder's Funny coming up that'll take us to the top of the hour. Pete, and I know Flounder and Mrs. Flounder, if you're listening, have a great celebration tomorrow and a wonderful long weekend. And Pete, same to you and your sweet mountains Macon mountain woman and the whole crew and Belinda and the whole team up there. And God bless America. And thank you all for being so sweet and being in our show. Now, a little Flounder's Funny before we go. Here we go.
Shopping at the mall, they have young people work at the mall, and they're practicing talking to humans, and we're part of that process. It's a training seminar for Gen Z. It's our responsibility as the elders to go, we'll get through it together, I guess. Every store I went into, just a terrified 20-something would be like, can I help you with something? Like, I didn't even know they worked there. They just, came out from behind the thing. And they were so happy when I said no. They were so happy. If I was like, I'm just looking around, they'd be like, nice. They'd walk off, and I'd see them catch their manager's eye, like, I tried. I did it. And go sit in the break room now. So I wanted this jacket in a medium, or a different color, same jacket, and I was looking for it, and I couldn't find it. And then one of the employees came by, a young girl, and she's like, are you looking for something? And I'm like, I am, actually. And she's like, oh, damn it. And I'm like, do you have this jacket in a medium? And then she scanned it with her phone, and she looked up the inventory. She's like, we should have one. And then both of us are just looking through all the coats, looking for a medium. This is when I learned, that Gen Z, they have a hard time starting a conversation, but they have an even harder time leaving one. Because we got to a point where we looked through all the jackets and there were no mediums, and instead of just going, well, I guess we tried, she just slowly drifted away from the situation. Like I was stuck in a car and it was on fire and she tried her best. I guess I'll pick a different coat then, huh? All right.
And who's that, sir?
That is Zoltan Kazas.
Oh, yeah, we remember this guy. Anyway, boys, have a great Thanksgiving celebration tomorrow.
You too.
With happiness, absolutely. And a long weekend. And we'll be back next week to pick it up again. In the meantime, God bless America. Sing me home, Christine. I gotta go. You're killing me. Herb. Look out.
This is WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia.
This is a Fox News alert.